school, Eastern Iowa, Regina and West Branch programs have really reigned supreme here for quite some time. And we've always just kind of been around there and been very competitive with them. To overtake both of those programs would be really, really big for a program like ours this year. And, I think our guys are locked in and ready for that opportunity. Regina's going to be an extremely tough team, but I think our guys are up for the task.
That's Wilton coach Ryan Hetzler, also in Class 1A tonight. It's top-ranked Grundy Center hosting Hudson. Number 3, Emmetsburg, is at Manson Northwest Webster. 4th-ranked New Hartford hosts Denver. In Class A tonight, it's number 1 ACGC hosting Southwest Valley. 2nd-ranked West Hancock is at Mason City Newman. 3rd-ranked Lisbon pays a visit to Van Buren County. And an 8-player tonight, it's top-ranked Algona Garrigan visiting Harris Lake Park. Number 2, Lennox is at Lamoni. 3rd-ranked Remsen St. Mary's host West Harrison Whiting. The playoffs in the 4 smallest classes begin next week. That's all for the scouting report. For Radio Iowa Sports, I'm Todd Keel.
A station everyone at work can agree on.
The Fab Oldies Channel. KCHA, Charles City, AM 1580, FM 103.3. Go to kchanews.com and download our free app or say, Alexa, play the Fab Oldies Channel.
Fab Oldies 1580 AM and 103.3 FM KCHA proudly bring you this presentation of Charles City High School sports. Coverage of the Comets brought to you in part by Community Insurance of Iowa, CUSB Bank, Jeremy, Mark, and Jesse at Edward Jones, Fairway of Charles City, J. Young Farm Bureau Financial Services, Fidelity Bank and Trust, Floyd County Medical Center, Gertz Plumbing and Heating. Comet supporters also include First Citizens Bank of Charles City, Hy-Vee of Charles City, Mason City Ford Chrysler, NIAC, Noshmish Insurance, Nexus Cooperative, Quality Auto Service, Rapid Printers and Office World. Comet sponsors also include First Security Bank and Trust, Regional Healthcare Services of Howard County, Chief Ace Hardware, Sisson and Associates, State Farm Insurance Agent Jeremy Ronstadt, Win Med, Zoetis, and Sturgis Tax and Accounting. Now we invite you to stay with us for this presentation of Charles City High School sports on Fab Oldies 1580 AM and 103.3 FM KCHA. You can also follow along on the KCHA app and at kchanews.com. Now let's get our coverage started with the Mills Incorporated pregame show on Fab Oldies 1580 AM and 103.3 FM KCHA.
The Charles City Comets are on the air. Good evening, Comet fans. It's Comet football time again, and we welcome you to the Mills Incorporated Comet football pregame show here tonight. Tyler Downing, Dave Williams, and Eric Hofer joining you live from Comet Field on a beautiful night for football. It's our Charles City Comets hosting the Hampton-Dumont-Cal Bulldogs in a battle of teams who are looking for their first district victory this season. Coach Downing, Coach Williams, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Coach Hofer.
Good evening.
Tyler, a nice night. Yes, there's a little bit of a wind blowing right at us. It's coming almost directly from the east. But that being said, every other condition, it's pretty nice outside for football in mid-October.
Yeah, for October 18th, it is definitely a beautiful night. The wind kind of shifted. It was kind of blowing almost straight south, out of the north going south, so it'd make a little, in the back or in the face earlier today. But no, now it is, like you said, basically straight out of the east. So a little bit of a crosswind. Obviously, both teams want to run the ball, so the passing game is not, going to probably be that greatly affected tonight, because we will see lots of rushing attempts. But obviously the kick game could be in jeopardy, and see some punts or some kickoffs that go sideways a little more than the average that they usually have.
Dave, speaking of rushing, a big night potentially for one Deacon Caspers, who is 39 yards away from tying the single season record and 40 yards away from becoming the new single season record holder. He's had quite a year and still 2 games left, Coach.
He most certainly has. I would be hard pressed if he didn't get that tonight, and and keep adding to it because he certainly runs hard. And folks, if you haven't seen Deacon run the ball, it's time to get up here because this guy is fun to watch.
And Taylor Manning holds that single season mark, 1,259 yards. So already over 1,200 yards this season for Deacon Caspers in just 7 games.
Yeah, obviously, at the beginning, they fed the ball early and often, throughout these first few weeks. So, yeah, he's put on a show, and haven't had less than 100, 140 yards, whatever it's been his lowest all year. So a couple times over 200. So yeah, he's earned those yards, and he's carried the ball hard and ran hard, like Dave said, and keeps those legs turning. And obviously, then you got to give some credit to the offensive line as well to creating some holes and for him to run to. Or through, I should say, and obviously he doesn't need a big hole. He can get through a little hole too, and use those legs and keep them turning and get some extra yards and thing. Like Dave said about running hard, and he always falls forward. So no matter what it is, he gets an extra 1 or 2 yards just by falling forward every rushing attempt that he gets.
Tyler, last week we saw a really fine high school football game down in Webster City, a game that the Comets were in and led late in the third quarter after that John Bruning 95-yard touchdown return, kickoff return for a touchdown, and then the extra point was good by David Garcia. But then the Comets just in that fourth quarter just couldn't quite finish the job, a 42-21 loss. But tell you what, there were a lot of good things from that football game last week. Yeah, we
did do some nice things, and like I talked to Coach Bjerken this week, and I told him the thing that I liked, getting down early, and we didn't fold, or we fought back. So last year, earlier in the year, we might have seen them kind of just still play hard, but kind of mentally be out of it, and obviously I don't think that happened last week. When they were down 14-0, pretty quick, and then 14-6, kind of crawled back into it, and then taking that kickoff back for a touchdown and answering some of those from Webster City, when they tacked on a little bit, and then like I said, John Bruning with that big touchdown. You'll see some similar stuff tonight. Like I said, both teams want to run the ball, but yeah, I thought they both teams played hard, and yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. A couple turnovers, a couple penalties, and kind of put us off the game, or out of our game that we wanted to play last week. So, be a little more disciplined and, hang on to that football a little harder, tighter. Had a couple fumbles, and we also caused a few as well. So, win the turnover battle is probably obviously a goal for tonight. But, look to rebound, obviously, from that game from last week.
Dave, that one stung, didn't it? And you talk with the players and the coaches. That was a game that they felt like they had in their hands. Let it get away. But you appreciate, as difficult as it is, and as much as it hurts to lose that game, you appreciate that it does hurt, because it means that we see kids more and more who are invested in this football program. When losses hurt like they did last week, that tells you that you've got kids who are invested in the program.
Absolutely. They did play hard last week. Yeah. They've played hard every week. Just got to keep saying we have a really good district, really well represented in the state. But our kids are fighting and scratching all the way, and that's all you can do. And maybe things go our way tonight. Get another victory. This is the first, how many in a row, homecomings? No homecoming tonight.
That's
right. Four in a row, I think.
Yep, the Comets were involved in 4 consecutive homecomings. How about that?
Plus our own?
That includes ours.
Oh, that includes ours.
Yes, sir. So that might be a record. I don't know. But the Comets and the Hampton-Dumont-Cal Bulldogs both come in with 0-3 records in the district. Charles City is 3-4 overall. Hampton-Dumont-Cal is 2-5 overall. And if you're just joining us again, we welcome you to the Mills Incorporated Comet Football pregame show here on KCHA. Dave Williams, Tyler Downing, and Eric Hofer with you live at Comet Field. Hey, if you're looking for something to do tonight, grab a sweatshirt, grab a jacket, but it's a great night for football, and we'd love to see you here at Comet Field. A good crowd is gathered for the final home game of 2024. You know, Tyler, that Hampton-Dumont-Cal feels like they can come in and get this game. Their final game next week, they host Algona, which is a little bit of a different situation now with Alex Mansky being out for the year. But still, yeah, and you know, you got to think this Bulldog team feels like they can come to Charles City and win this one.
Yeah, obviously, you know, you look at records, you know, just on paper, you know, between the Comets and the Bulldogs, yeah, it's probably pretty similar. So, you know, it's probably in both of their heads, you know, that, you know, almost kind of a must-win, you know, kind of situation. Obviously, we traveled to Clear Lake, and they host Algona, you know, so obviously one of the top 5-ish teams on both sides of those staring you down in the face next week. So, yeah, they're both probably eyeing this one and circling a little bit. You know, obviously they see what's coming next week. So, you know, Algona, they're going to run the football. You know, so we got to stop that. But yeah, they look at the paper and said, you know, circle this one and for a victory on their end.
And Dave, the Comets without the services of one Caden Littleton tonight, injured back in the Algona game. And has played well and played through that injury for the most part here these last few weeks. But more and more as the week went on, he was limping more and more, and unfortunately, Caden not available. That is a loss for the Comets here tonight.
Yeah, he's kind of our go-to guy on third downs. You know, when we need that 10-yard play and the pass play. So he's pretty good, and you know, even go back to the Algona play, that big 82-yarder. So yeah, we're gonna miss Caden. You know, you got to get the next guy in there, though. Next guy's got to step up and do it. We look to see maybe Victor make some more plays. John Bruning. That's probably our guys who are going to be catching the ball tonight. Tight end, Cam DeMeek, definitely.
You know, we saw Cam almost score a touchdown last week in a well-designed play by the Comets. Unfortunately, a fumble triggered loose by the Webster City defense that kept the Comets out of the end zone there, but Camden has done some nice work from that tight end position. All right, what we're going to do here on the Mills Incorporated Comet Football pregame shows, we're going to take a timeout. We'll send it back to Deshaun Griffin, spinning the dials back at our KCHA AM and FM studios. Deshaun, thank you very much, sir. And then in just a couple of minutes, we'll hear from the head coach of the Comets. Brian Bjorklund joins us next on your home for the Comets. Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at Mills Inc. know how to make you feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. You can get a new Lennox furnace that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Mills Inc. employs an experienced, professional staff to provide you with exemplary home comfort services. Call Mills Inc. at 641-228-2545. Go Comets!
FCB has the T on banking. We offer 3 personal checking accounts, including Checking Plus, Basic Checking, and First Checking. Stop in, give us a call at 800-423-1602, or visit myfcb.bank. Member CIC.
The West is proud to support the Comets on KCHA because the world depends on animals. Those who raise and care for them can depend on us. Succeed at Zoetis. Starting wage at $19 an hour with outstanding benefits. Apply at careers.zoetis.com.
At WinMed in Decorah, Mayo Clinic Health System physicians provide you and your family the finest primary and specialty care with more services and specialties to come. Learn more at winmed.org. WinMed, excellence lives here.
Your Charles City Hy-Vee is proud to support all area athletes. Make sure you're stocked up on all your snacks and beverages as well as the proper hydration for your athletes. Check out all the weekly specials on the app, hi-v.com. Have a safe and healthy season.
Hi, this is Joel Rochford with Community Insurance of Iowa. We would like to wish all area athletes best of luck this season. We hope that the time and efforts that you put in pays off. For all your insurance needs, stop and see us at 22 North Clinton, New Hampton. Like us on Facebook or check us out at CIOIA.com.
At Kurt's Plumbing and Heating, we love our 5-star reviews. Melissa writes, Dwight was so knowledgeable. 100% a customer for life. Thank you, Melissa. We only hire the best. When your furnace hurts, call Kurt's.
Maintenance plans as low as $16 a month.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Charles City Comets on KCHA.
Call us, financial advisors,
Mark Stillinger
and Jesse Schultz at 641-228-6210.
Or meet Jeremy Heyer at 228-8040 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner, supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs throughout northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Learn more at nexus.coop.
The Mills Incorporated Comet Football pregame show rolls on here on KCHA. Our weekly opportunity now to hear from the head coach of the Comet football program, Brian Bjorklund. Coach, as exciting of a game as we have seen this season and in several seasons, that was just a very exciting game last Friday night. And you played a lot of exciting games here in your time here as the Comet football head coach. A 42-21 loss at Webster City, but you and I both know the game was closer than that. Your thoughts about the game last Friday night?
Yeah, it was an exciting game. They got up 14-0, which, you know, is a bummer, and we did not give up. We did not quit at all. That was a very, very noteworthy piece of just feedback that we gave the kids. You know, moral victories they kind of stink sometimes because it's hard to see the end picture, especially after all the work you put in the game. But that right there, with a 14-0, coming back and scoring a touchdown and stopping them before half and shutting them down, and us getting the ball, it was 14-8 at halftime. We felt very, very good at half at what we wanted to do. A few adjustments, which is really believing in ourselves. The guys are ready to go that second half. Came back and ended up tied it up, and then took the lead 21-20. And off a kickoff return for touchdown. They ended up coming back and converted a third down, a big third down, and then took 28-21. We did a fake punt that was right there. You know, in a situation like that, I told myself if I knew the situation was going to be up, we were going to go for it. And if I didn't go for it, I would regret that Saturday if that was your chance to then take the lead. You know, if you have the chance to make that happen, tell our guys, take your shot. You don't want to sit back and miss on that. They ended up scoring, go 35-21, and then, you know, we're trying to push the ball down the field. We got another 42-21. But it was started the fourth quarter 21, us 28 them right there for us. And it was a really exciting game, good game. There was a lot of heartache, heartbreak at the end of that game. So it meant a lot to our guys. And again, moral victories kind of stink, but it was definitely a big step up in many, many ways for our program.
Coach, talking about your program, one of the things that you instituted here this year is a Thursday night meal. And you've always had the Thursday night meal, but the way that you've done the meal has changed this year. You want to share with us that concept and what does go on these very special Thursday nights, the night before your next game?
Yeah, it's changed slightly. There's always been a Thursday meal, as you alluded to, whether it was at a senior's house or various places in town. My first year just was varsity, and then got some feedback at the end of that year like, hey, what about you include some of the freshmen or the sophomores? I'm like, I never thought about that. So we did that the next year, and we tried it, and it went all right. It just was hard to organize for that many people on just kind of backs of a few. And kind of did something similar last year, kind of fought through, and this year, like, hey, how about we get out into our community a little bit more to the people that maybe don't always see our kids besides on a face mask, behind the face mask, or just not really out at all. So we got the ability to go, and Coach Brady Gardner did a great job with this, kind of run with my idea, and he added to it, to go to various churches in our town, where maybe some of the kids go attend, or they just have driven past and thought maybe I want to go there someplace for whatever reason to experience that. And churches that have stepped up, the Bridge has done it 3 times. That's been very positive. There's a lot of connection with kids there. Trinity Methodist was week 2. We had a few weeks we filled in where we had Bob Cloverdance and Sinlinger and John Vries. That was an alumni one in the cafeteria. That was kind of cool to see those guys talk about stuff. That was 1 week. That wasn't at a church, but it was a cool community alumni connection event. We've been to Messiah Lutheran Church. That was fun to be there as well. That's my church, and obviously Mr. Ophir was at one too. So it was nice to be in your church. We did Bethany Alliance week 7, and then last night we were at St. John Lutheran's church as well. And then, like I said, Bridge, the 3 of them. So every time we've gone, it's been a different meal. It's been a different experience. But the coolest thing is it's a team atmosphere. Football, of course, but it's not really football related. It is guys sitting together. You put your cell phone away at the start. We have a senior talk and share a message of what it's meant to them. We have then a coach speak about what the game is like and what they've thought of practice. We come together and say a blessing over the food and the people that helped us serve it and get there, and then we pick our 4th rotational captain for the game as well. So it's like a pretty fast mini program at the start, but it's very, very nice routine. And I don't know how many of the kids have experience like that weekly. I know I do once football's done because you're busy with football, but it's a nice time to have a football event that's not specifically football. So very thankful to all those churches and people to make that happen. And everybody we've talked to, the church has said, yes, we want to do this next year. So there's openings for more, there's opportunities for more, and if not, we're very just blessed for that whole thing in general.
You mentioned that a senior gets up and talks at each one of these Thursday night programs and meals. It's senior night. On their final, these seniors, and they've been with you now all 4 years, so this I know is a special group for you, as is every group, but especially this group. They get honored before the game. It's their final time at Comet Field. Marching band seniors and cross-country seniors and volleyball seniors will be honored as well tonight. Could you talk about this senior class and what they've meant to you and how they've really changed the football program?
The older you get, and I'm not young anymore in a sense, but I don't feel old, you try to, at least I try to take snapshot pictures of like moments in time. And one happened yesterday. The middle school had their pad turn in, which isn't all that eventful in itself, although it's a very organizational feat for sure. And I had Bennett Hansen, who will be a senior next year, come down and talk to those kids. And I've had the 7th and 8th graders in class, 6th grade computer science, and 7th. And I told myself, take a picture in your mind of these kids, what they look like. Because sadly, I can't remember what our current seniors look like as freshmen. Because that was my first grade here. But that was a whirlwind of all the type of events going on. So I do remember them, of course, in a sense. But I said, I'm never going to let that happen again. So 6 years from now, 5 years from now, when those kids come up, this will be interesting what that memory looks like then. Anyways, Philip Armstrong, he's a senior. He had an injury that kind of took him out most of the season after he made a good tackle with South Tama. It's been fun getting to know Philip and just working through life with him. Ryder Buer, he's a kid that has matured so much as from his freshman year to not really believing in a sense of what we can do, but all of a sudden now being somebody that is the heart and soul out there of the team. Trevor Carlin, he's somebody that has just improved his athletic ability and leadership skills so much. I don't mean it's a bad way, but he could barely do a squat and stay in it. Now he's a two-way starter looking to play college football at a higher level. Zeke Causey is new to football but brings a nice personality. He's always got a smile and a fun story to listen to. Braden Ellis is somebody that played as a freshman, has kind of got thrown into the fire a lot, has a ton of varsity experience, and he's just mature, very, very mature, and just gets things in an adult coaching type understanding. It's very fun to have that as a senior captain. Trevor's captain as well. Jose Flores joined late. Jose, he's great to have in class, great to have on the team. Just the other day, we were sitting here Thursday, and he's like, man, I can't believe it's week 8. I remember the Sunday summer practices like yesterday. I go, I know. Avion Gillespie, he is another kid that has really worked through specifically schooling and overcoming that and being somebody that I remember showed up at my door freshman year. He came back to Charles City, wanted to play football. That's a good memory. We have Caden Littleton, who broke his leg when he was a sophomore, has come through that and found success through that in track and field and basketball. It's just fun to see him perform. Camden Meek has physically changed himself from being a softer, rounder freshman to leaner now and taller, and again a captain of the team. Jackson Rosiska is really fun. He always makes a play. He's always so the balls. Something's interesting is going to happen when the balls are around him, defensively specifically. Leah Stewart, of course, playing offensive defensive line. As a female, it's not a generally traditional spot you see, let alone the sport. So adversity she has consistently overcome, and she's got a great heart and soul out there, and really excited for wrestling season with her too. Big things that way. And then Blake Wiggins came to us from another school. It's just fun to have Blake on the team. He always surprises you in practice with a catch or a deflected pass that you're not quite sure. Like, what the heck? Oh, way to go, Wiggins. And then Noah Worley, somebody that just truly loves being on the team and being part of the guys. And could have graduated early and said, I want to come back. I just enjoy being part of this. So those are the seniors that we have on the team. Thankful for all of them. They all participate and play a part of what we've tried to do over the last 4 years. One thing specifically I think that they have done that was new in it is gone to that team camp. And a lot of them went 4 years for the Simpson and Upper Iowa this year, as well as just understanding of, like, we're here in your lives, and we want to be present through football to make yourself better that way for Comets, of course, and the football team, of course, but just for the greater picture. So I'm thankful for those guys that way, and that's something I'm going to share pregame with them as well.
Pretty special stuff there, Coach. Last question. Hampton-Dumont-Cal, the opponent tonight. The Bulldogs come in winless, also in district play. What can you tell us about Hampton-Dumont-Cal, Coach?
Yeah, they had a close game against Webster City and fought hard against Clear Lake until kind of the second half a little bit, and kind of the same deal, Humboldt, with us. They have a younger team, not many seniors. You know, they've beaten us the last 3 years. Kind of some strange anomalies. The first year, it was a quarterback change and just an excessive amounts of turnovers I never want to see again. Year 2, we turned the ball over again, but kind of red zone. And last year was just the monsoon. You know, you don't want to bring up rain with hurricane type things, but it was just like beyond crazy and messed us up with what we tried to go into that game with it. So tonight, I feel like the tide is going to turn for us, and senior night, still playoff hopes barely on the line for us. For them, that's not the case. Climb back to have a 500 record at 4-4. The last home game, of course, for the season, our seniors too. So, you know, they're going to want to run the ball. Passing is not necessarily their forte. Their defense has done a really good job all year. You listen to the radio reports of what their coaching staff says, newspaper things like that we read. Like, they feel strong about their defense, and offenses just move the ball enough for them. So, again, we're going to try to be aggressive with the run game. We've done some things this week, slight adjustment formationally to continue to take advantage of that, and then just scout what they did on their side offensively to stop a few of their key run plays.
Go get them tonight, Coach.
Go Comets.
Head Comet football coach Brian Bjorklund here on the Mills Incorporated Comet football pregame show. Tyler, Dave, and I have Comet kickoff next. The Comets and the Hampton-Dumont-Cal Bulldogs on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at Mills Inc. know how to make you feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. You can get a new Lennox furnace that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Mills Inc. employs an experienced, professional staff to provide you with exemplary home comfort services. Call Mills Inc. at 641-228-2545. Go Comets!
Office World is your HP qualified supplies partner. The HP printers and ink you depend on are always on hand at Office World for your convenience. Give us a call at 394-2646. Visit us online at officeworldnhia.com or stop in at 23 East Main in New Hampton.
The butterflies in your stomach turn into drive. Anticipation is over. It's finally time to play. Quality Auto Service wish you another great sports season. Good luck, Comets. Have fun and be safe this year.
We at Sisson and Associates are proud of our area athletes. Work hard, show respect to your teammates, opponents, and referees. Do well by others, and good luck this season. John at SissonAFSOC.com.
NIAC is proud to help support North Iowa athletes. Working hard and being part of a team is a great way to learn lessons for life, and learning is what NIAC is all about, beginning with high school juniors and seniors who can start building college credits now for free. Learn more at niac.edu.
I'm Jackie Perkins. There's a Sheet Tape Hardware right in your neighborhood with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock with the people who know their stuff. Welcome to your convenience store. Sheet Tape Hardware is open 7 days a week in Charles City and New Hampton.
This sports coverage is brought to you by CUSB Bank. We're proud to cheer on our local athletes and the communities we serve. Check us out on CUSB.com. CUSB Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Mason City Ford and Chrysler is a proud sponsor of our North Iowa athletes. Remember, champions don't show up to get everything they want. They show up to give everything they have. Whether you're looking for your first car or your family car, see Mason City Ford and Chrysler.
At Floyd County Medical Center in Charles City, our philosophy is working as a team to help our patients deal with their medical issues. Your job as a team member is play well, put in extra effort, cheer on your team members, and be a good sport. fcmc.us.com.
Tyler, Dave, and Eric back with you in Comet Field. The Mills Incorporated Comet Football pregame show. Just a few more minutes here of our pregame show, and then we'll have opening kickoff. The Comets losing the toss. Hampton-Dumont-Cal wins the toss. They defer to the second half, so the Comets will take the ball, and they'll get it first. There are a couple of really fine games elsewhere in the district here tonight. Obviously, besides this Hampton-Dumont-Cal at Charles City game, Tyler, Humboldt is at Clear Lake. That'll be a great game. And Webster City is in Algona. That'll be another great game.
Yeah, like Dave said, we got every team in this district's tough. So Clear Lake and Humboldt's probably a top 5 matchup. I didn't even look this week, but those two teams are probably top 5, if not, obviously both in the top 10. But yeah, it'll be a great matchup there, and obviously, hopefully, we get a good matchup here tonight, and the Comets come on top.
Again, the Comets will take the opening kickoff. Thanks to Mills Incorporated for sponsoring our pregame show tonight. And each and every night when you listen to the Comets here on KCHA. Hampton-Dumont about to kick it off from right to left, and we are underway here at Comet Field. And the kick is caught on the run by Deacon Caspers. Deacon up across the 25, across the 30, and he's dropped there at about the 32-yard line, and that's where the Comets will start first and 10. Tyler, Deacon Caspers back there taking the kickoff. We have not seen that much this year.
Yeah, obviously Caden Littleton's injury, obviously hurt a little bit. Victor Ward got beat up a little bit too, so maybe take some pressure off of those two. But obviously getting Deacon the ball any way we can is obviously a benefit, and maybe a little bit earlier, not try to wear him out and play offense, defense, and kick return. And now towards the end of the year, obviously last year we saw him play defense a little more, and my guess we'll see that again tonight.
First and 10, Comets. Patrick Bruning ready to take the snap. Braden Ellis goes in motion. The handoff to Caspers. Deacon is slung down right near the line of scrimmage. Hampton-Dumont-Cal read that one well, Dave. No gain on the play. They're going to be targeting Deacon Caspers.
Absolutely. They're going to gear up to stop our run game. Interesting. They put 5 guys down with their hands down the line of scrimmage, so they got a 5 front. You don't see the 5 front as much as you used to, and 5-3 look here. They've got her packed in to stop us.
And it's not just our they ran a 5-3 in the games that I watched too. So it's not just an adjustment they made for us. That's what they do.
Here's a handoff to Deacon Caspers. Deacon breaks across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and I think that's going to be just enough for a Comet first down. They will move the chains. It's a gain of 10 for Deacon, and Tyler, he hit that hole well.
Yeah, pulled big old Luke Jacobs, pulling guard coming this way and clearing the way, and yeah, Deacon got upfield and nice gain there on second down to get the first down.
First down of the game for the Comets. First and 10, 10:50 2:50 remaining first quarter. No score here on KCHA. Glad you're along for the ride on this Football Friday night. Here's another give to Deacon, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Back near the 40-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. We're definitely on Deacon Casper's single-season rushing record watch. Deacon needs 39 to tie and 40 to take that record. He's now got 3 carries for 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 12 again. Dave, Hampton-Dumont really crashing through on that one.
Right, we got a little different look, without Cade in there. We were playing with like maybe 2 H-backs or 2 blocking backs. Now we got another receiver, John Bruning is in, but a little different look for the Comets to start out with.
2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. Here's Bruning rolling to his right, his throwing side, and he fires, and it's incomplete. He tried to hit Victor Ward just over the midfield stripe. Throw was a little bit behind Victor as he tried to tiptoe that sideline. And Tyler, as both of you alluded to during the pregame show, that's something that Caden Littleton typically does well. That time just the throw behind Victor Ward.
I got a hand on it, but he wasn't able to bring it in and bring in Patrick in the out towards the near side and roll him out a little bit. Deacon in front of him, just to give Patrick a little more time and not just sitting back there in the pocket. So here we got 4 wide for this play.
Yeah, 2 on each side. Bruning back to pass, lobs it up over the top, and it is intercepted. It's intercepted by Hampton-Dumont-Cal. John Bruning chases him down from behind. That interception by Aiden Keene, and it was tipped by Caspers and intercepted by Keene. And Dave, Hampton-Dumont, the first big play of the game, a turnover gives them good field position at the Comet 38.
Right, I like the play. Deacon showed us he could catch it out of the backfield last week, and it was there. It kind of bounced out of his hands, unfortunately, into the Hampton-Dumont. We went from a first down to, oh, no, right then.
First.
And Patrick did get hit on that throw, too. So as he's getting, throwing that ball, he did get hit, so that probably affected a little bit, too.
1st and 10, Hampton-Dumont. Here's a give straight up the middle. A solid run there by their leading runner, Colin Bird. He's a 6', 188-pound senior. He leads Hampton-Dumont in rushing yards this season, and he rumbles forward for a gain of almost 9. 2nd and a short 2.
Yeah, they are pretty much 80-20 running and passing. So 254 rushing attempts and only 91 pass attempts for their year. So we're going to see a lot of runs, obviously on both sides. And so, kind of similar to Webster City, that front line has to do their job and create some havoc and bust up some holes.
2nd and a short 2. Here's a give again to Bird. He's got a first down up the middle across the 25 and down very close to the 20-yard line. Another good gaping hole opened up by that Hampton-Dumont-Cal offensive line. And Dave, the Bulldogs have a first down.
Yeah, last week we saw our D-line took a little while to get used to the speed of the game. Hampton comes in here as a running team, and so they're going to run it. So we gotta get a stop here. We got to get after it up front.
8:40 remaining and counting first quarter. No score here from Comet Field. 1st and 10. Now a single running back behind the quarterback Struther, and a give to Burn off the right side. He's got nearly a 9-yard gain, maybe almost 10 yards, down to about the 12-yard line. Another nice run off the right side there by Bird, and it brings up 2nd at about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, that's crazy. 3rd play, and it took them to run to their right side. I mean, they are pretty much 80% to the right side as well.
Really?
So 80% of the time they're running, and 80% of that time they're going right. So obviously, Coach Bjorken's got a few wrinkles in to stop that. But yeah, they want to go right.
Ryder Struther, the quarterback. Here's a give up the middle. It'll be a first down carry across right near the 10-yard line. But Colin Bird is 4th straight rushing attempt. He's got another first down, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Hampton-Dumont down at the Comet 9-yard line.
Again, like Dave said, that D line, we gotta create some stops here because it's gonna be a lot of run. So right now, the Hampton-Dumont-Cal offensive linemen are one of the battle up front.
1st and goal from right near the 10-yard line. And it's a keeper by Strother. He's looking for room up the middle. He's hit at about the 5-yard line and driven back. They'll give him credit to the 4-yard line. He's one of their leading rushers. Yes, Bird has had the majority of carries, but their quarterback, Ryder Strother, not afraid to handle the ball as well, and he's got a gain of 5, almost 6 there, down to the 4.
And our Ryder did a decent job making him cut back into the inside where he's met by his teammates. And Jackson Rosiska did a decent job coming from the backside, outside linebacker to get in there and make that play, along with a couple others. But that play was Ryder Strother wanted to go outside, and Ryder Beaver didn't let him do it.
Second and goal from the Comet 4-yard line. And here's a give up the middle to Bird. He stretches towards the end zone. Touchdown, Hampton-Dumont-Cal. And I beg your pardon, that was Tyler Mailer with the carry. Mailer gets into the end zone for the 4-yard score. And just like that, Hampton-Dumont takes advantage of the Comet turnover and scores. 6:35 remaining first quarter. It's 6-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah, they kind of ran the ball right down the field and really positive yards on every play and not much of an answer there on any of those plays from the Comets.
And Aiden Keene adds the extra point. We'll take a timeout, Comet fans. 6:35 remaining first quarter. Hampton-Dumont jumps out in front. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. Back after these messages on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Hi, this is Laura with State Farm Insurance, Jeremy Rugstead agent. You know what it means to have neighbors you can count on? Like the one who helped you out when you were sick? Well, we're another neighbor you can count on. Call State Farm Insurance, Jeremy Rugstead today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get your specialty health care close to home. At Regional Health Services of Howard County, we bring the specialists to you, offering appointments in Cresco with specialists in cardiology, orthopedics, podiatry, ear, nose, and throat, and more. Call Regional Health in Cresco to learn more.
7-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal leads. Good first drive by the Bulldogs after the interception by Aiden Keene. Now Keene will kick off from right to left. And we'll see if the Comets can respond back. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. Keene approaches, boots it from right to left, and it's caught by Jackson Rosiska at the 12. Jackson getting to this near side across the 20, across the 30, and he tiptoes out of bounds at about the 31, maybe even the 32-yard line. Dave, a nice return there by Jackson Rosiska, and again, the Comets with decent starting field position.
Yeah, Jackson has shown that, when he gets the ball, he is going north and south. That makes things happen right away. No one has been trying to run sideways, and that usually doesn't work. So, good start to this drive. Good field position.
7-0 Bulldogs. Now the Comets with their second possession of the game. Deacon Kaspers flanking Patrick Bruning, and again, Tyler, that 4-receiver look by the Comets, 2 on each side.
And obviously, that 4-receiver look gets them out of that 5 front. So, really, it's almost 7-on-7 there in that box.
Here's the direct snap to Braden Ellis on that far side. Braden's got a first down across the 45 and down at midfield. Braden Ellis moving in motion from the near side to the far side, and as soon as he got behind the center, Dave, that snap went right to him, and he rumbles for 19 yards. I like that play.
Wow, that play was too fast for me. I didn't see it. I wondered what was going on, and all of a sudden Braden's running for yardage. God, a good first down play.
The timing, Tyler, just has to be perfect for that to work.
Yeah, you think, obviously how many times they have to work on that in practice just to make that. You saw Braden kind of creeping a little bit. He wasn't going too fast, so he didn't overrun that.
Now they sling it out, a bubble screen to John Bruning, and John is going to be knocked down for a loss. Back in Comet territory at the 49-yard line. Hampton-Dumont defended that one very nicely, a loss of 1.
Yeah, we had trips on this near side, Meek and Ellis on the, blocking there for John. But yeah, Hampton-Dumont, their pursuit, and they went and, got John for about a 1-yard loss there on that little bubble screen.
5:25 and counting first quarter. It's 7-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. Here's a give to Kaspers. Jumping over one would-be tackler, and he's across the 45 down to the 43. Oh, Deacon was pretty close to breaking that one after a nifty leap to clear himself. It's a gain of 8, and it brings up 3rd and 2.
You know, we see some teams starting to tackle him a lot lower, so I think maybe that's planned, that little jump over that guy, and it worked.
Number 4, Brady Hart, tried to kind of just ankle pick him. Brady Hart's a 6'6", 233 guy, and he was just trying to pick his ankles, and like I said, he missed, and Deacon went right over him.
Now here's a give to Kaspers, and he's going to be stood up behind the line of scrimmage back to the 44-yard line. It'll be a loss of about a yard. It was 3rd and 3. Now it brings up 4th and 4 for the Comets. We'll see. Well, they're going to line up at least to go for it. Right at the Hampton-Dumont 44-yard line. See if they try to draw Hampton-Dumont offside. The Bulldogs not moving, and the play clock still at 18 seconds.
And even on that last play, Deacon kind of ran into Avion Gillespie. Hampton-Dumont did a good job pushing Avion back, and Deacon ran right into him.
They are going to go for it, and a give to Kaspers straight up the middle, and Deacon's going to be met. There is a penalty flag over along the far side. Tyler, is that going to be on Hampton-Dumont or on Charles City?
It's on us. We didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Both wide receivers on the top side were off the line of scrimmage, so it's a legal formation probably, I think, coming on us.
Which will be declined by Hampton-Dumont.
Hey, that's unfortunate because I believe Victor asked him or showed him, he wanted to be on the line of scrimmage. He didn't move, and he was back a little bit.
But he wasn't even close.
But I think he asked the official, so I don't understand why that he didn't get moved there. Usually that official helps him out. So it didn't work out for us, unfortunately.
So a turnover on downs gives Hampton-Dumont the ball at their own 43-yard line. They lead 7-0 with 3:58 remaining first quarter. Comets have had a pair of first downs, one on each drive, but then have been stifled, one on an interception, and now on the turnover on downs. They mark it at the 42-yard line of Hampton-Dumont, 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Very tight formation for Hampton-Dumont here on 1st and 10. Man goes in motion, and the give to Bird off that right side. Tries to get to the corner and does. He's got a first down into Comet territory and brought down right near the sideline at about the 44-yard line of Charles City. It'll be a gain of 14 for Colin Bird and a Bulldog first down.
They're pretty good at that kind of pin and pull where that H-back tight end guy will come and try to pin down, and then those tackles and guards will pull around him. So Bennett Hansen there got kind of caught on that pin, and they were able to get outside and had some lead blockers in front of him as well.
So Hampton-Dumont, as Tyler mentioned earlier, very content to run the ball, and they've done it well here so far tonight. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the Comet 44-yard line. They lead 7-0. Man comes in motion, and it is a give here on this near side to Mailer. I note that is a wide receiver. That's Carter Aarons on the carry. He's dropped across the 30 at about the 29-yard line. Gain of 13 and another Hampton-Dumont first down.
Yeah, we just kind of got washed down there, and almost kind of content there. Got to fight those blocks, and they're pushing me down. I got to fight that and come back with them because that's where they're running. So get low, and we got to do a better job with our hands to get some separation.
Bulldogs moving the ball very efficiently. We're under 3 minutes left first quarter. 1st and 10 Hampton-Dumont at the Comet 29-yard line. They lead 7-0. And here's a keeper by Struther on this near side looking for room, and the Comets sniff that one out and bring him down at about the 26-yard line. Camden Meek in on that stop, as was Ryder Beaver. A gain of about 3 on the play, and it brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they pulled their guards on that. That's kind of almost a naked boot, I guess you would call that. But they're trying to a little decoy block there, and our guys on the outside weren't having it. So not a bad play for the Comets.
About the first time that Charles City has stopped Hampton-Dumont for just a short gain. Let's see what happens here on 2nd and 7. Mailer behind the quarterback Struther, and Struther rolls right, looking, throwing. It's caught by Bird. He's got a first down across the 20. Dropped at about the 18 over there. John Bruning in on the stop, but not before a Hampton-Dumont first down in the Comet red zone. That was well designed.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play. I don't know if we came on a blitz or, outside linebacker there, Bennett Hansen came up. Obviously left the flats, but like I said, Struthers did a good job, good play design, and good pitch and catch there on the far side there for the Bulldogs.
1st and 10 at the Comet 18-yard line as the full moon rises off to our left. Struther ready to take the snap, fakes the handoff, zings it over the middle, almost intercepted. The pass is incomplete. Patrick Bruning, the closest man in the vicinity, and that was a Charles City defender. The throw behind the intended receiver, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
And almost crazy. He had Brady Harr there in the back of the end zone, probably who he should have went to. He got behind Patrick there. Patrick went with the front guy, and he was in the back guy. But yeah, he kind of put it in between all of them. Like I said, Patrick was the closest defender there to that pass.
2nd and 10. Here's a give to Bird up the middle. He's got a little running room across the 15, brought down at the 13-yard line. Solid, straightforward run, a gain of about 5 for Bird, maybe even a little bit more, and it's going to bring up 3rd at about 4.5. He hits that hole quickly, Dave.
Yeah, he sure does. They're going back. Keep pounding the ball. Probably 2 down or 4 down territory here, so 3rd and 5 or 6, and these guys are going to keep coming at us. We got to come up with a big play here.
See what the Comets can do. 2 running backs now on either side, and we've got whistles sounding. We've got a penalty flag on this near side. And Tyler, this is going to be against Hampton-Dumont-Cal.
Yeah, he did full start. I did not see that one, but obviously with the little movements that can happen. So pushes back to about 3rd and 10 for Hampton-Dumont here. So, like Dave said, I don't know how good, their extra point, the kick on the extra point had some decent distance, so I don't know what their guy has, for a leg, but, it is, like Dave said, 4 down territory, so, you get half here, then you got 4th and 5 or so.
3rd and 10, back at the 18-yard line, and now whistles sound.
That was my fault.
And Tyler running the play clock.
No, we don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying you're doing double duty, and I tell you what, I'm amazed because with your headset and I'm glad it's you that's doing it.
Yeah, that was definitely. I definitely forgot to start the delay clock.
It's a fumble. The ball is on the ground. Who's got it?
We do.
I think the Comets do have it, and Charles City has recovered. A fumble recovery for Charles City. Dave, that handoff just never took place for Hampton-Dumont. That ball was on the ground quickly.
Yeah, well, sure was. And, a run-heavy team, that's, sometimes they cough it up. And so, hey, there we go. Put the brakes on that drive.
I'm going to chalk that up to my mistake.
I think that
definitely have them having to delay that play and start again. Because I didn't start the delay
Without
clock.
a doubt. That's the home field advantage, Comet fans, we got here. Thanks to Tyler.
Bennett Hansen with the fumble recovery. Nice work there by Bennett on 1st and 10. Now Charles City. Ball at their own 16-yard line, and it is a give. And that is straight up the gut. Was that Deacon or was
it
that?
Was.
Yeah,
was
it is Deacon Caspers. A very short gain for Deacon, if any. Maybe no gain on the play, and that will likely be the last play.
Well, that was
quarter. Was quick, wasn't it?
Oh, 2 running teams, though. Here we go.
Yep.
That makes sense.
12 minutes in the books here at Comet Field. Hampton-Dumont-Cal did put a touchdown up on the board, but the Comets get a turnover late in the quarter to stem the tide, at least for a little bit. We'll see if the Comets can get a drive going and even this one up. We're through one quarter, 7-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal, and you're listening to exciting Comet football on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
checking plus, basic checking, and first checking. Stop in, give us a call at 800-423-1602 or visit myfcb.bank. Member FDIC.
Go, fight, win!
Nosbush Insurance is here to cheer on all local athletes. We wish you all the best of luck and success this year. Contact Nosbush Insurance in New Hampton for all your insurance needs, your local agency.
Dave, Tyler, and Eric back with you here at Comet Field. 12 minutes to the books. 7-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. We're glad that you're along for the ride on this very nice October 18th. It's senior night. All the seniors in all the fall sports and the cheerleaders as well. They and their parents honored before action tonight.
And the crazy part, next week looks just as nice. 69, I think, is the high, or upper 60s, low 70s even next week too.
We'll be in Clear Lake next Friday night. We hope that you can join us here on KCHA. Second and 10, Charles City. Give to Deacon Caspers. Deacon, a little bit of a hole up the middle. Brought down at about the 24-yard line. Be a gain of 3 for Deacon. And it brings up 3rd and 7. And we want to thank Melanie Van Zulen. She brought up some delicious monster cookies for the three of us to enjoy here as the game goes on. Mel, thank you. Mel will join us Thursday night for Comet Volleyball as the playoffs begin. The Comet Volleyball team will be in Cresco tomorrow for the Northeast Iowa Conference Volleyball Tournament, the last volleyball tournament in conference history. 3rd and 7. They fake the handoff and they throw it across the middle, and it's complete to Victor Ward Jr. He's got a first down across the 30, almost to the 35. Dave, there's that nice slant pattern that we haven't seen the Comets run a lot, but that was really well run there.
You bet. It's good to see Victor get involved early. You know, he's got some ability. A fast guy, and we got to get the ball in his hands, and maybe he'll make one here.
You know, Patrick did a good job faking that to Deacon and slinging that out there pretty quick.
Gain of 10, 1st and 10, Charles City at their own 34-yard line. Here's Bruning rolling right, looking, throwing on the run, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Victor Ward Jr., crossing the 45 to the 46. Boy, that was well designed. Victor maybe just had that ball popped out of his grasp as he was trying to make the catch.
Yeah, I would agree. That was a good defensive play there. I don't know if it was 6 or 8, Hunter Reichen, or Aiden Keehan, but that was a pretty good play. Patrick put it right on the numbers, and Victor had it in his hand, and he made a great play to knock it away out of his hands. You see kind of the NFL guys do that too.
Here's a give to Deacon Caspers. Deacon looking for a little room, and he does fall forward across the 35 to about the 38. Boy, Tyler, I thought he was going to be knocked down for maybe no gain or even a short loss, and instead he gains almost 3.5.
And obviously that's what Deacon does, falling forward and making it, 3rd and 8 or 6 rather than 3rd and 8, I should say. So, Deacon, runs hard and obviously, puts it manageable here on this 3rd down play.
14 seconds on the play clock. 7-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal as the Comets face this 3rd and 7 at their own 38. And it looks like the Comets will take timeout and will take it with them. 10:09 remaining. First half. 7-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. Comets will face a 3rd and 7 when we return. Back in a flash on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 at 103.3 KCHA.
The butterflies in your stomach turn into dry. The anticipation is over. It's finally time to play. Quality Auto Service wish you another great sports season. Good luck, Comets. Have fun and be safe this year.
Office World is your HP qualified supplies partner. The HP printers and ink you depend on are always on hand at Office World for your convenience. Give us a call at 394-2646. Visit us online at officeworldnhia.com or stop in at 23 East Main in New Hampton.
I'm Jackie Perkins. There's a sheet-based hardware right in your neighborhood with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock for the people who know their stuff. Welcome to your convenience store. Sheet-based hardware is open 7 days a week in Charles City and New Hampton.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. Call Mills Incorporated at 228-2545. They'll keep your comfort up and your utility bills down.
3rd and 7 for Charles City as we return to Comet Field. They zing it over the middle to Camden Meek, and he's got the catch, but he's going to be just shy of the first down. Again, they fake the handoff to Deacon Caspers, and Bruning with a good throw to a cutting Camden Meek. Tyler, he's just shy. They needed 7, and he got 6.
Yeah, that's Camden Meek running the drag, coming back from the right to the left on the offense, and Deacon going left to right. So trying to cross them up, Deacon going one way, bring it back to Camden coming the other way.
Here's a give to Caspers. Deacon is met behind the line of scrimmage, and on 4th and 1, the Comets lose a yard, and once again, Hampton-Dumont up to the task. They get the turnover on downs. Oh, they really busted through defensively, and they dropped Caspers for a loss of 1, and Hampton-Dumont-Cal takes over.
Boy, I tell you what, they must have had a linebacker come flying through there, because it looked like it was going to happen. We were going to get that first down, and he got hit pretty hard. Both those players were going full speed, so that was a good collision. Unfortunately, we didn't get that first down.
Yeah. Was 2 fine tackles, one on Camden Meek to keep him from falling forward for the first down, and then a couple of good gang tackling members of the Bulldog team to get Caspers down, and it's 1st and 10 Hampton-Dumont-Cal at the Comet 43. They fake the handoff. Struther the carry far side. He's got a first down and more across the 30, and then dropped by Tyler Heights. Is there a penalty flag over there?
There is.
It looked like maybe a hold.
Yeah, it was a hold on Jackson Rosiska. He was trying to get out there to get that play, and guy was grabbing him.
And it is a holding penalty. That negates a big play there for Hampton-Dumont-Cal, but, Dave, that one was pretty obvious.
Yep, he sure did. When you're facing the wrong way as a blocker and that guy can't move, you're holding. No doubt about it.
Scores of local interest, Applington, Parkersburg, and Sumner Fredericksburg tied at 6 in the first quarter. Osage wins by forfeit over Olwine. That final score 1-0. A big one down in Fairbank tonight. Nashua, Plainfield, and Wapsie Valley. Who's going to be district champion there? The winner of that game will be district champion. No score in the first quarter. We'll keep you updated with all the local scores here on KCHA as we move along. First and long. Here's a give to Bird. He's got a little room, and he breaks free across the 40 and bulldogged down by Patrick Bruning at the 35-yard line. Oh, boy, 1st and long, and they're down to a 2nd and 2. Tyler, that was a great run by Bird.
Yeah, kind of that kick out and wrap around, and that's what they did. We met the blockers, met that pulling guard, and he was able to cut up the field. We kind of blitzed on the inside, and he ran a little bit to the outside and missed the tackle. And I think that's watching the Clear Lake game. They tackled pretty well in space. So when we have those opportunities, we got to make those tackles and bring them down because we're in the right spot. We just got to finish it.
2nd and 3 for Hampton-Dumont. Man goes in motion, and they give it to that man who came in motion. It's a first down for Joseph Powers and more. Across the 30, across the 25, and brought down at the 23 over there. John Bruning in on the stop, but it's a 1st and 10 Hampton-Dumont. Dave, that's too bad. The Comets had them 1st and long, and yet the Bulldogs in 2 plays get a first down.
Right. That time they got on that edge on us, so yeah, we got to seal up those edges, turn it back into all our other players, and if you can't do that, it's going to be a long night. So let's hope we can figure some things out and seal the edges here on this Hampton-Dumont offense.
And now Hampton-Dumont with the play clock at 10, a 1st and 10 at the Comet 22-yard line. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. Man comes in motion, and they fake the handoff. Struther rolling right, throwing, and it's incomplete. A little high as he tried to hit Taylor Mailer across the 20-yard line. It's off of Mailer's hands, and it's 2nd and 10.
Got decently defended, a little play action, had the hoop, and got a penalty flag across the way too. But fake kind of the jet coming this way, and then just roll out this way a little bit, and just like I said, just a little high to Mailer. for the incomplete pass.
They have an ineligible man downfield against Hampton-Dumont. I would assume Charles City would take this penalty.
First and 15 or second and 10. Hope declining it.
Well, they did end up well, no, wait a minute. They just marked off the penalty, but the official is saying declined.
Yeah, he was walking before Coach Bjorklund said to decline it. So now they got it back.
There we go.
You know, it's kind of one or the other. You know, it's kind of one of those.
The right spot. That looks like it's a yard off.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously the chains didn't move.
Right. Yeah, so second and 10 back at the 22-yard line of Charles City. Let's see if the Comets can get another turnover. They've already put the brakes on one Hampton-Dumont-Cal drive. $25 from Quality Auto Service to the Comet Booster Club for that turnover forced by the Comets. Now here's a give to Bird. Looking for room off the left side. The Comets defend that pretty well. Bird crashes into a would-be tackler and drives it across the 20 to about the 19. But Tyler, he really puts his head down and just tries to bowl through people.
Yeah, it was kind of almost looked like a Deacon Casper's run there.
Yeah.
It looked like he had him boggled up, and then boom, he's got 4 or 5 yards there. So, you know, I thought we had him stopped there on the top side. He kind of turned the corner a little bit, and yeah, I think he got, you know, I don't know, 4. Maybe they gave him 5 yards up there as well. So, obviously need a big play here. Some negative yards or no gain. To make it a little bit longer here, or fourth and longer for the Bulldogs.
7:08 and counting. First half, it's 7-0 Bulldogs. And here's a misplay. The running back went a different direction, and the Comets get a sack. Strother was looking to hand the ball off to Bird, who was running behind him. And the Comets get a drop for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's 4th and 10. Dave, the Comets will take that.
You bet. Nice play by Ryder Beaver there. He unblocked, and I think he's, wasn't supposed to be blocked, but he heads up and got the right guy with the football for a nice loss. 4th and 10 here. I imagine they're going to, who knows? They're going to try to draw us first, maybe, to make it 4th and 5, and hopefully we stay disciplined, but there's a chance to make a big play for the Comets.
Yeah, let's see if they can get a stop here on 4th and 10 from the Comet 22-yard line. Strother takes the snap, fakes the handoff, lobs it over the top, and it's caught. Touchdown, Hampton-Dumont-Cal. Brady Haar, a 6'6", 233-pound junior, found himself wide open here on this near side. A great throw by Strother. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And with 6:13 remaining first half, it's now 13-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal.
Like I said, obviously some miscommunication from our guys, but being 6'6" and 233, I think Dave probably could have made that pass. He was kind of that wide open there.
The extra point is good. It just limps across the crossbar. We'll keep it here, Comet fans. 6:13 remaining first half. Hampton-Dumont-Cal has jumped out to a 14-0 lead. All right, Dave, we talked during the pregame show that we saw a lot of fight in the Comets a week ago when they trailed 14-0. Let's see what they have here tonight at home.
That's right. Let's go start with a good kickoff. That touchdown play there on 4th and 10. I think maybe our DBs, playing zone, and we went with the crossers. So unfortunately, that's a good play to try right there, and it worked against us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean that is exactly what happened. Har was the inside on the slot, and he kind of ran the wheel route, fade. The other guy ran the slant / post, and yeah, we went there, and like I said, wide open. So obviously, number one is catch this ball in the air, get a good return, and obviously put one on the board here before halftime as we go. Obviously, Hampton-Dumont does get the ball first in the third quarter, so it's kind of playing that game a little bit too.
Comets sending Victor Ward Jr., John Bruning, and Jackson Rosiska back. Bruning is the deep man, standing at his 5. Ward and Rosiska at the 10-yard line. And the approach by Keene, and a shorter kickoff going to be caught by Rosiska on the run, bobbled by Jackson. He picks it up, finds a little bit of a gap, but he's going to be brought down at about the 28-yard line. That's too bad because Jackson was on the run. but had that ball pop in and out of his hands, and the Comets will start 1st and 10 at their own 28, trailing now 14-0.
Yeah, almost had a little opening there, with that first wave after you bobble it. Sometimes you do get some guys out of position. Got around that first wave, but the second wave got him there for that. But like I said, good field position here at the 27, 28-yard line.
See what the Comets can do. They set a receiver to each side, and Bruning, the keeper, and he tucks it under and falls forward back to the original line of scrimmage. Hampton-Dumont really covered that well. Patrick thought maybe he'd have some room cutting up field, but they closed quickly, and it's a no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I kind of thought to myself, boy, I'd like to see that option play, and there it just came, but Patrick kept it, and they got him. Gotta get that ball in Deacon's hands, don't we, guys?
3 receivers to this near side, 1 to the top side on 2nd and 10. Bruning takes the snap, and this time he gets it out to the far side of Caspers. Deacon running hard. He's got a first down across the 40, out to the 41-yard line. Dave, there it was. They looked like they were going to come this way, and instead Patrick pitches it to the far side. Caspers rumbles for 13 yards and a Comet first down. I like that call.
You bet. Getting outside with Deacon, and he's going to run hard and finish that play for us.
Yeah, it was kind of that quick pitch. Patrick basically went 1 or 2 steps forward and then pitched out to Deacon around the outside, and showed his speed as well as his physicality to get that around the corner and a first down.
1st and 10 Comets. That's the 4th first down of the game for Charles City, and now a pass from Patrick Bruning to John. Bruning is behind his brother. It's incomplete, and it brings up 2nd and 10. Well, if you want to watch the game and listen to the home team call, you can head to kchanews.com, click on sports, and then teams we cover, and then Charles City Comets. Brittany Bergeson doing a great job of filming the game here for KCHA News. So again, kchanews.com, click on sports, teams we cover, and Charles City Comets. 2nd and 10. Comets sling it out quickly, and John Bruning, and they're going to call incomplete. That ball was trapped by John. Again, just a little bit low on the throw by Patrick Bruning, and it brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's trying to get it out. The Hampton-Dumont's winning up front and getting pressure on Patrick. I think almost every time that he's dropped back a little bit, he's gotten hit or gotten his face. So they're trying to get that ball out a little quicker. And like I said, just a little low. There's a slant pattern again, and he was open, but just a little too quick and a little too low for John to bring it in.
So now 3rd and 10, receiver to each side. And the Comets again pitch it to Caspers. Deacon trying to get to the corner. Now he cuts up field. He's going to be near the 50-yard line. Brought down at about the 48. It'll be a gain of 7. And I think, well, that's got him very close to 40 yards. I'm not going to give him the record yet because my totals may be off, and of course he may waver around that 40-yard mark, but he's very close to the new record, the new single-season rushing record in Charles City Comet football history.
He sure is. 4th and 3 here, so we're gonna punt for the first time today, and we got with Caden hurt, we got Patrick Bruning back there to punt.
Patrick's a good kicker. We'll see what happens here on 4th and 3. A good snap, and Patrick, a high, short kick. It hits and takes a Comet bounce inside the 20, right near the 10-yard line. Hey, a nice roll there. A good kick for Patrick Bruning of 42 yards, no return, and Hampton-Dumont-Cal will start deep in their own territory at their own 10-yard line. 3:49 remaining first half. Tyler, it's 14-0 Bulldogs. Oh, the Comet defense coach needs a stop.
Yeah. I mean, you and I are thinking the same thing. So is Hampton-Dumont, I'm guessing, over there. Obviously, you got 3:49 and all 3 timeouts left to punch this in. And then, obviously, they get the ball back here in the 3rd quarter.
Right.
So, like you said, the defense has got to get a stop here because, obviously, going up 21-0 and then getting the ball back to start the 3rd quarter is not going to be good. So, big turnover or even make them punt here deep in their own territory and get the ball maybe even back for us.
Struther, the quarterback, flanked by 2 running backs. And is there a fumble on the play? I don't know. It looked like maybe there was a scramble on the ground. It's going to be a no gain on the play.
We're not very excited that we got it. So, yeah, I think it was a fumble, and a big old offensive lineman for Hampton-Dumont came up with the ball for a no gain.
Hudson Hansen gets the fumble recovery. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. 14-0 Bulldogs. Clock running, 3:19 and counting first half. 2nd and 10. And as we look off to our north and east, that beautiful full moon over the baseball diamond, the softball diamond, the orange lights aglow up there at those two facilities. Beautiful look here on this Friday night. Here's a give to Bird. He spins his way across the 10 and is stood up at about the 15-yard line. Gain of roughly 5 for the talented junior back, and it brings up 3rd and 5. Maybe a short 5, almost a long 4 from just across the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that was a decent job. Camden Meek, Jackson Rosiska, kind of held their ground and were able to get off their blocks and make that play. So obviously a big down here for the Comets, hoping to force some punt here.
For a 3rd and a long 4. And I misspoke a moment ago. Bird is a senior. Here's a keeper by Struther trying to get to the outside. Camden Meek, can he get him just in time for the first? No, he gets away, and he's got a first down.
I think his knee was down. I don't know how that doesn't happen in high school football where they roll on top of a guy and keep going. I don't know about that.
Boy, Camden Meek really pursued him well. But they give him forward progress to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 15. It might have been a first down anyway, but he gains an extra 5 yards, maybe even 10 yards, and it's 1st and 10 Hampton-Dumont at their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers each side. Bird behind Struther. Man goes in motion, and he gets the handoff, and he's hit in the backfield and dropped. A big loss back at the 24-yard line. That was well defended there by Bennett Hansen. A loss of 6 back to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good play. Being an outside linebacker coming up, knifing through there to be able to make that tackle behind the line of scrimmage. So obviously a big play there. Maybe being a little more aggressive here from Hampton-Dumont with 1:20 left. Or maybe they're just content being up 14-0, getting the ball back in the 3rd quarter too.
Perhaps the Comets use a timeout if they can get a short gain or no gain here on 2nd and long. Here's a keeper by Struther trying to get to the far side. He gets around the corner. He's back across the original line of scrimmage and then brought down at about the 30-yard line. Patrick Bruning on the stop. Clock is stopped as Hampton-Dumont elects to call a timeout. I guess I'm a little surprised with them facing 3rd and 10. I thought maybe Charles City would take the timeout, but Hampton-Dumont spends their first. Each team with 2 timeouts left. We'll keep it here. It's 14-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. Dave, this is a big 3rd and 10 right here.
I think we're going to see that play they scored the touchdown with. They're going to go back to that, try to cross those receivers and see if he gets our DBs out of position. I don't think that'll happen. I'm sure our coaches are talking to him right now. Make sure that we're going to defend our zones and then make a play when the ball's in the air.
Next week, the Comets will be in Clear Lake. The final game of this 2024 regular season. I don't know where the season went. We're basically a quarter of the way through the school year already.
It is crazy.
Mercy. And this as a baseball coach, Dave. Both of you are middle school football coaches. Dave, wrestling coach. Once those games start, the season just flies.
Oh, absolutely.
We see that in track and field in the spring as well. 3rd and 10. Hampton-Dumont at their own 30-yard line. Man comes in motion, and they hand it to that man. Now he's going to throw it on the run, and it is incomplete. Oh, a little halfback pass, and it's incomplete. They tried to hit Carter Ahrens here on this near side. Tyler, that was pretty close to being complete. A diving effort by Ahrens. He almost came up with it.
Yeah, that was a good play call there. for Hampton-Dumont, obviously 4th and 10, try something, and yeah, they had a chance to, if they complete that, he was open, just overthrew him just a hair, and tried to make that dive and catch, but out of his range, and the Hampton-Dumont punter isn't very good, so he only punts about 20-25 yards, so we should have decent field position here, but yeah, he's a little too deep. I agree.
Deacon Caspers. And it is a punt that goes straight up in the air. The Comets need to get out of the way. It does take a Hampton-Dumont bounce. It bounced at midfield, maybe even on the Hampton-Dumont side, and it rolls dead at the Comet 42-yard line. That's where Charles City will take over 1st and 10. 50.5 seconds remaining first half. Well, there is time here. Charles City with 2 timeouts remaining. Let's see if they can go 58 yards and get the ball into the end zone before halftime.
And, yeah, that like I said, that punt went about 25 yards.
Right.
But Deacon was at about 40 yards. So I don't know if that was just he forgot or what, but should have had some, been about the 50 to be able to make a play on that ball.
Now the officials talking things over across the way. We're talking with the Hampton-Dumont head coach. Again, we'll be in Clear Lake 1 week from tonight. The Mills Incorporated Comet Football pregame show hits the airwaves at 6:30 next Friday night. Comet kickoff at 7 o'clock. The Comets and the Clear Lake Lions. North Butler leading AGWSR 8-0 at the half, down in green tonight. Let's see, what else can we tell you? Here's a keeper by Bruning. He tries to skip to the outside, stays on his feet, but a penalty flag comes in. Patrick is run out of bounds near midfield. And unfortunately, I don't like where that marker came down. This is likely against Charles City.
Yeah. Interesting play call. Deacon's out wide, comes in motion, and we fake the jet sweep to him, and then Patrick keeps it. It was a well-designed play, and we had some positive yardage. But unfortunately, they're going to call something on us here.
I think we had a hold out front. One of those linemen, the linemen were out on the linebackers, kind of like a draw where the D linemen are all up front. So we had the linemen on the linebackers and tried to get away and then reached out and held them.
So it is a holding, as Coach Downing mentioned. That penalty, that 10-yard penalty, taken in effect from where the hold occurred. So it will bring up 1st and 16 back to the Comet 36-yard line. 41 seconds exactly remaining. Again, Charles City with 2 timeouts left. Now the official's going to confer. Couple other scores. Forest City leading Okoboji 19-14. Garner Hayfield Ventura up over Esterville Lincoln Central 7-6 in the second quarter. Don Bosco leading Waterloo Christian 48-0 in the second quarter. Fort Dodge 26, Sioux City West 0. And now we're ready for action on 1st and 16. Ball at the Comet 36-yard line. 2 receivers near side. Bruning takes the snap, gets pressure, lobs it up in the air, and it is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Victor Ward Jr., the intended receiver, he had slipped as he tried to get back to that ball that was thrown by Bruning. But Tyler, as you mentioned earlier, Hampton-Dumont-Cal continues to get good pressure on the Comet quarterback.
Yeah, and they were, like I said, they've been in Bruning's face, pretty much all night. And there it was again. So kind of got lobbed up a little too, not much on it because they did have, defensive linemen in their face. So he did underthrow that. And, Victor tried to come back and get it. And Hampton-Dumont also. So we, got kind of lucky there that ball fell incomplete.
Comets do spend a timeout, Dave. They've got 1 left, and they trail 14-0.
Yeah, something happened to Patrick. He took his helmet off.
Contact. I think maybe a contact problem because he was kind of maybe got poked in the eye or something.
He's being tended to on this sideline.
Yeah, with the timeout, he could go back in if he gets ready to go. But
I never did ask Coach Bjorklund today. I forgot about it until just now. We've seen the Comets run that Wildcat formation, often during 2-point conversions. I forgot to ask why they have not run that so much out of their regular offense. Did you two, either of you, think to ask him this week? I totally forgot about it.
No, but you're going to see it right now with Patrick on the sideline. So.
And that's what made me think of it is, will they go to Deacon Kaspers taking the snap? And indeed they will.
The unfortunate part, it's 2nd and 16 or so here. So, obviously a run probably with Deacon, but...
Here goes Bruning in motion, and it is a keeper by Kaspers. Deacon trying to gallop to this outside. Now he cuts upfield across the 45, and he's down at the 49-yard line. Deacon Kaspers, a good hard run of 13 yards. Clock running. Charles City still with 1 timeout remaining. And the clock at 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's going to end the half. Charles City, I feel like, had a timeout remaining, but they elect not to use it. It'll be a gain of, well, a bunch there for Deacon.
About 15.
Yeah,
we're a little bit short of the first down, but he got about 14, 15 yards there.
So that easily gives Deacon the new single-season Comet rushing single-season record, eclipsing Taylor Manning. Deacon with 55 yards unofficially on 11 carries in that first half. And Deacon Kaspers will hold that single-season rushing record here starting tonight. Again, eclipsing Taylor Manning. Boy, Dave, a record like that doesn't just happen. You've got a terrific offensive line. And the Comets have opened up a lot of big holes, just like on that play. And you add that to Deacon's great rushing ability, good things happen.
Absolutely. We've been. It's been fun watching Deacon run all year. Now it just occurred to me he runs. There's one guy that used to hold the record at one time was Todd Gellner, I believe.
Yes.
And Todd liked to run physical like that too. So Deacon's got a little bit of Todd Gellner in him, and I'll go through my career, my coaching career. I don't know if I ever had anybody tougher than him as far as wrestling. So he's a tough dude. And so Deacon, obviously, congratulations to him. Offensive line, offensive coordinators, everybody. Just it's been fun watching him do it.
And obviously the work that Deacon's put in, on himself to be able to carry the ball 20, 25, 30 times a game, week in and week out too. So, he put himself in a position physically and obviously in the weight room and eating right and sleeping right to be able to have that load every single week.
And I think that's such an interesting point, as we're going to keep it here, because we want to give a listen to the first part of the Charles City High School Marching Band halftime performance here. But both of you bring up such a good point. Yes, it takes talent and discipline from the runner himself, Deacon Kaspers in this case, but Tyler, Dave mentions, the offensive line, the offensive coordinator, the strength coach in the weight room. It's truly a team effort, despite the fact that Deacon Kaspers will be the record holder for right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And obviously, and even like the all-district, all-conference, all-state honors, it's not just an individual award either. It is truly a team award because, I don't get the rushing yards or the receiving yards or the passing yards without, other people doing their job too. And I think football is probably the biggest sport that all 11 have to do the correct job every single time for a play to be successful. So, other sports, you have some individual stuff that you can do, but football is truly all 11 have to do their job, every single time, or somebody breaks down and then the defender gets in there, or if I break down, then the blocker gets on the linebackers and the guy gets a few extra yards.
Well, Deacon Kaspers, as Coach Downing mentioned, yes, it's a group award. But, boy, congratulations to Deacon Kaspers, the new all-time single-season rushing record holder in Charles City Comet football history. Doug Bankston in the booth here, introducing the Charles City High School Marching Band. The drum majors, Lily Mooring, Aubrey Michael, and Katie Hagland. Mr. Jake Gassman, the outstanding director of our Charles City High School band program and marching band. We'll give a listen as they begin their final performance here at home here in 2024. We'll talk about their performance Monday night. If you want to go up and hear a little bit more on Monday night at Comet Gym, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's listen in as the Charles City High School Marching Band takes the field in exhibition. Charles City High School Marching Band performing here at halftime. We're going to take a timeout. Deshaun, let's take a 3-minute timeout, and then we'll come back with more halftime programming. We're at halftime here at Comet Field. Charles City trailing Hampton-Dumont-Cal 14-0 at the half. Back in 3 minutes on your home for the Comets. Fat Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Printers and ink you depend on are always on hand at Office World for your convenience. Give us a call at 394-2646. Visit us online at officeworldnhia.com or stop in at 23 East Main in New Hampton.
The butterflies in your stomach turn into drive. Anticipation is over. It's finally time to play. Quality Auto Service wish you another great sports season. Good luck, Comets. Have fun and be safe this year.
We at Sisson and Associates are proud of our area athletes. Work hard, show respect to your teammates, opponents, and referees. Do well by others, and good luck this season. John at SissonASSOC.com.
Hi, this is Bethany Rushka from Fidelity Bank and Trust. We're proud to be part of Charles City's close-knit community with hometown pride. We're not just your bankers, we're your friends and neighbors. Good luck and go Comets from all your friends at Fidelity Bank and Trust, your hometown bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Mason City Ford and Chrysler is a proud sponsor of our North Iowa athletes. Remember, champions don't show up to get everything they want. They show up to give everything they have. Whether you're looking for your first car or your family car, see Mason City Ford and Chrysler.
At Regional Health Services of Howard County, your mental health matters. Regional Health in Cresco offers counseling, mental health assessments, and medication management for all ages. Don't wait to get the care you deserve. Call Regional Health Services today.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Charles City Comets on KCHA.
Call us, financial advisors,
Mark Simlinger
and Jesse Schultz at 641-228-6210.
Or me, Jeremy Heyer, at 228-8040 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Zoetis is proud to support the Comets on KCHA because the world depends on animals. Those who raise and care for them can depend on us. Succeed at Zoetis. Starting wage at $19 an hour with outstanding benefits. Apply at careers.zoetis.com.
Nothing. Hampton-Dumont-Cal leading Charles City here at halftime at Comet Field. Comets did some nice things, moving the ball at times, just could not keep drives going. An interception as well, and 2 turnovers on downs gave Hampton-Dumont the ball 3 different times, and the Bulldogs scored twice, and they lead our Comets 14-0 at the half. Of course, postseason play now coming into effect in all of the 4 of the fall sports seasons. Obviously, the Comets have one more regular season game before their season is over. But, Tyler, next week, the 4 smallest classes in football begin their playoffs. 2 weeks from tonight, the larger classes as well begin playoffs. You've got volleyball playoff action beginning Tuesday in Class 4A where the Comets reside. And, of course, cross country, their district meet is Wednesday, and then their state meet is the following Friday. It's a busy time of year.
Yeah, obviously, like I said, it's already midterm and quarter way through the season. So, yeah, all these fall sports, wrapping up. And obviously, it won't be too long. We'll be calling basketball and wrestling meets, too.
Right.
So, yeah, obviously, all the hard work from, August to right now for all these teams and individuals to making obviously try to vie for a spot at state and go, obviously, play as well as you can at the end of the year. So I think, obviously the boys and the girls cross country have lowered some times and done a nice job throughout the year. And obviously the volleyball team's playing well too. So, playing best, doing your best at the end of the year is all you can ask for as a head coach.
And Dave, last Tuesday, a few days ago, they ran the final Northeast Iowa Conference cross-country meet over at Luther College. Decorah hosting this year. Tomorrow, Crestwood of Cresco will host the final Northeast Iowa Conference volleyball conference tournament ever. The 3 of us have been around for a long time, and many more people have been around for a lot longer. It's just a little weird hearing the words final Northeast Iowa Conference, and then you fill in the blank event. That's a little bittersweet.
It sure is. I think at one time we used to advertise with the oldest conference, right?
Right.
In the state.
Yes.
So to have that come to end does, just having you say it right there, I haven't thought about it a lot, but now, oh boy, here it is. It's coming, yeah.
And, of course, the Comet volleyball team will be in Cresco tomorrow, and it's so unique because for years there were 7 teams in the conference, and then it was down to 6 when Olwine left, and now just 5 teams in the conference. And it'll be a much shorter volleyball tournament tomorrow. I know at the cross-country meet the other day, they combined JV and varsity. Otherwise, you would only had 35 kids running in the varsity race. This has been a fantastic conference. It's just unfortunate that it couldn't continue. But I think all 3 of us agree we're looking forward to spending some time in the North Central Conference, Tyler, with the good people over to our west and south.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's obviously the nature of rural Iowa right now.
Yeah.
With not obviously enrollment numbers and things like that. With New Hampton and Cresco, obviously some of those communities are getting smaller. Obviously Charles City is too, and our class sizes are obviously smaller too. So obviously that part's unfortunate. And you look at some of those schools in the NCC, very, very similar to us. Both, few above us, few below us, but really similar schools to us. So yeah, it'll be, nice to get to know some of those coaches and ADs and things from that way. Obviously, for me, right now, besides Corey Mack in New Hampton, I'm the old guy, on the baseball staff, on the baseball side of stuff. So, that's how long I've also been here too. But the other side is, walking into, not knowing anybody hardly. I know the Algona coach, and, that's about it, going to the NCC. So, obviously looking forward, but it'll be different, walking into those all-conference meetings or, preseason meetings or things like that, and not have some of those familiar faces.
And we've had, Dave, a little bit of taste of that. Of course, football doesn't play in conferences, but our district has been us, and then the other 5 teams in our district, of course, all members of the North Central Conference.
Right, so we do have some familiarity with those schools as far as, in football, wrestling. We went to Humboldt a couple years ago and had a duel. Baseball plays over there, right?
Yeah, we have.
I think volleyball maybe does too.
Yeah, they've had a tournament at Iowa Falls and Hampton-Dumont, and so yes, there has and cross country has run over in Algona, so there is some familiarity. Even though, like Tyler says, it'll take a little while to grow that familiarity, but there is some.
Yeah, and you're right. That is a positive step forward for Charles City, and we're happy to do that. You kind of feel for Decorah. They're out there in Northeast Iowa, and still not sure what they're going to do we?
Agreed. They're in a tough spot, and we'll see what happens there with the Vikings here in upcoming for next year.
And even me, I'd even be favoring having districts for all sports. You just go away from conference, and you got 2 years here, 2 years there, 2 years there. Your district is not only football, but it's for every sport. I'd even be in favor of that.
It makes some sense. Just let the state just take that, and you've got it. Then your beds numbers are all very close to each other. Your number of 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, and let that determine that. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but
I don't either.
But it certainly could.
Yeah. You heard it here first, though, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Downey's a pioneer.
Yeah, but you also crazy that obviously they moved golf to the fall and then reversed that here this week, and they're going to put that on hold. So, I saw softball is going to double elimination.
Double elimination.
And I know there's some talks at baseball. Even the whole postseason be double elimination, not just both ways. So, and even obviously playing spring ball or fall ball in baseball. I know there's some different things there, but I think some changes are coming in the next 5-10 years. Across the board in sports in Iowa.
I think you're right. Softball used to have double elimination back in the 70s.
Did they?
Oh, yeah, in the 70s and maybe early 80s. So, also had fall softball back then, too.
Right,
so.
right. Because Coach Newton, I think the Comets have a fall softball title. It was Comets back then.
Comets, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think there's some changes coming, and not that they're not needed or warranted, but. Obviously you got the old timers that obviously probably still maybe a little disgruntled about the NEIC, but they'll get some old timers that still don't want to change.
I can hear you. I'm sitting right here.
Oh yeah. So obviously there's going to be both sides, but just for for the individual athlete, things like that, it makes there's a lot of stuff, and obviously you go into the college ranks as well. Tony Bennett just retired at Virginia. He's like, the game's different, and I'm not in it for this game. So, we're seeing it all throughout all levels. So, like I said, I would expect some changes coming. Not throughout the state, throughout all sports, but I'd even like the multiplier that they do in football. Spread through everything as well.
Yes.
Because just because obviously it affects football, so it doesn't affect basketball or track or baseball too. And have that multiplier to do that as well. So I think it's coming, but I would think it's definitely warranted and needed throughout all that. Obviously, you look. the volleyball, they got Xavier on the other side if, if we're fortunate enough to win and they're fortunate enough to win. But, so obviously, some of those things, you look at the other side and you're like, how do we compete with that? So bringing that multiplier, and I think obviously it helps everybody, even obviously at Charles City. So
agreed. It just makes things a little bit more even. For those of you who aren't aware, a multiplier is where a private school, you multiply their number of students times, what is it right now?
Well, it's not. It's just it goes with social economic status, free and reduced lunches. It takes in all that stuff into account as well.
So not just a private school,
correct.
But all schools.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. So, Yeah, I think it's definitely needed and warranted. And, we said this last year, we just need to get our own sports talk radio show.
I like it.
And, we can talk about this stuff for a long time.
David Garcia ready to boot it away from right to left, and a good kick by David. It's taken by, I believe that's Bird at the 20-yard line, and he's slung down across the 25 and dropped at the 26. And that's not Bird, that is Aiden Keene returning that kickoff for Hampton-Dumont-Cal. And it is 1st and 10 Bulldogs as we begin quarter number 3.
And again, we had a couple guys had some shoelaces, got some hands on them. So we got to finish those tackles when we got some paws on some guys. Something we haven't done a whole lot. Last week had a couple arms, this week had a couple arms. So we need to finish some of those tackles.
1st and 10 Bulldogs at their own 27-yard line. Oh, and the Comets thankfully just get a man off there right at the end. Here goes a man in motion. That's Keenan. He takes the carry on the jet sweep far side. He gets to the corner. He's got a first down and more. Run out of bounds over on the Hampton-Dumont side, and a penalty flag over there. He's run out of bounds at the 40. Is that where they marked him? So they're going to call. Keene kept running. My guess is he had run out of bounds, but he kept running, and the Comet defender didn't realize that he had stepped out of bounds and then pushed him out of bounds. And that's going to be a late hit, my guess is, on Charles City.
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it dead on.
That's so difficult over there because Keene doesn't realize that he stepped out of bounds. He keeps running hard up that sideline. You want to make sure that he gets out of bounds, and unfortunately the Comet's going to pay for it with a late hit penalty.
Yeah, so obviously not a great start.
Yeah.
We also, on the top side, they pinned us, got us pinned a little bit on the other side on the top side and got it around the corner. So, Dave said it earlier, we got to do a better job setting those edges.
14-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal the lead. They've got a 1st and 10 at the Comet 46-yard line early here in quarter number 3. Man comes in motion. They fake the give to him. Strother, the keeper, up the middle. A penalty flag flies in. Strother breaks free to this near side. He's across the 30-yard line and finally brought down by Patrick Bruning at the Charles City 28-yard line. I think this is going to be a holding penalty on Hampton-Dumont-Cal.
Yeah, it definitely is on the top side. We got a hold. I think it was Bennett Hansen, I think, got held. Not exactly sure. But, yeah, he was kind of tackled up there. So it'll be 10 yards from the previous spot. So we got 1st and 10. But, again, on this, we did a decent job setting the edge. He had to cut it up. And then, so he got upfield and then brought it back to the outside. And what do you have? 20-yard gain there. The hold was on the opposite side of the field, so we probably didn't even need to hold. But again, we gotta do a better job tackling and pursuing. But got bailed out a little bit there with that penalty.
Right, because Tyler, again, a lot of yardage gained after first contact, and the Comets just could not bring Strother down.
Yeah, obviously, good hard run. Hats off to him with the hard run and too. But we got to hit with some shoulder pads and not just grab him with some arms to bring him down.
10-yard penalty back to the Hampton-Dumont-Cal 44-yard line. 14-0 Bulldogs. Here is the give to Bird, and he's going to be smothered behind the line of scrimmage. Back near the 41-yard line, the Comets drop him there for about a 2-yard loss, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 22. Hey, a couple of Comets in on that stop.
You're right. Hey, that's one of the first times I've seen us stymie a pulling guard. Jackson Warnke came through, lowered his shoulder, and stop that pulling guard, which ends that play. Everybody can make a play then. If we don't get that guy stymied, then they make those big plays. So great play by our defense right there.
And then Ryder got him from the backside. So I agree, Jackson Warnke had a great play there.
2nd and long at the 41-yard line. Jet sweep again to this near side and across midfield, and John Bruning brings down Joseph Powers, a sophomore, at about the 48-yard line of Charles City. The Comet coaches maybe wanted a penalty here on Hampton-Dumont on this near side, but none coming, and it brings up 3rd and 12 after the gain of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think I mean, it was just good blocking there. So I didn't see a hold, but we just said great job on that last play, and then you turn around and Hampton-Dumont pins us and gets around to the outside. So.
10.5 minutes left, 3rd quarter, 14-0 Bulldogs. 3rd and 12 for Hampton-Dumont at the Comet 48. Here's a keeper by Struther up the middle. He's going to be hit by Jackson Rosiska and dropped at the 45-yard line. Good hit there by Rosiska to stop Struther's forward momentum, and it brings up 4th and 9 from the Comet 45.
And, like Dave said, the last play, Jackson Warnke stymied him, made him cut up, and then that time we did have some pursuit there. Camden Meek, Jackson Rosiska, like you said. So those pulling guards, they were able to stymie him as well. So,
well, Hampton-Dumont, for just the 2nd time tonight, going to punt. And again, Deacon Casper's back deep, but likely too far deep. He's standing 35 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and a short kick, and it hits and rolls dead across the 25 to the 24-yard line. Just a punt of 21 yards, and the Comets, Dave, they do get a stop. Now it's time for the Comet offense to get going. 1st and 10, Charles City at their own 24.
Right, exactly what we needed, right? We needed that stop. First drive, we didn't do that early on in the first half, so there's a great start. Now we need that offense to get rolling.
See what the Comets can do offensively. 74 yards rushing offense for the Comets as a team in that first half unofficially. 15 yards on 3 receptions pass-wise, so less than 100 yards as a team in that first half. 1st and 10, Charles City at their own 24-yard line, trailing 14-0. Here is a give to Caspers on the jet sweep. Deacon tries to cut up field. He's across the 20, and he drags would-be tacklers forward and is run out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Deacon Caspers, a gain of 5. Comets maybe wanted a late hit on Hampton-Dumont over on this side for a similar play that we saw earlier in this quarter. Deacon for 5. Boy, it looked like he might have lost 5, but he kept those legs going, and it's 2nd and 5.
Exactly what we want out of Deacon. They set their edge a little bit, and Deacon ran around it, which really made him bubble back. So for him to get it positive yardage was great.
Here's a give to Caspers. Deacon, a little room across the 30, falls forward to the 31. Short gain of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a very important 3rd and 3. 13 carries unofficially for 62 yards for Mr. Caspers. Comets with no huddle again, getting to the line of scrimmage very quickly. Still 23 on the play clock. Bruning, and Hampton-Dumont jumps. Patrick Bruning forces Hampton-Dumont-Cal to jump off sides. And, Dave, that's going to be enough for a Comet first down.
There we go. That's the start. Great play there by, great call by Coach Mitchell. Setting up that, 4th and 3. You always got to watch that jump. That's hard to do, though, when you're thinking about making a play.
5th first down of the game unofficially for Charles City. It's at the 36-yard line of Charles City. A receiver to each side. Deacon Caspers to the right of Patrick Bruning. Patrick with his pink shoes. There goes John Bruning in motion, and they give it to Caspers. Looking through him on this near side. Deacon is dropped right at the line of scrimmage. And there again, Tyler, Hampton-Dumont-Cal really hitting Deacon low and making him stop his forward progress pretty quickly.
Yeah, and those D linemen meeting those pulling guards right there in the hole too. So like Dave said earlier, when they have to run sideways, obviously Deacon doesn't want to run sideways. He's a north and south guy. But when they meet those pulling guards and push them back a little bit, and make them go sideways, then they have their pursuit. So. But yeah, obviously we saw it earlier. How to get Deacon down is grab those ankles.
Here is a throw by Bruning to Victor Ward, well behind Victor. Another one of those slant patterns, incomplete, and it brings up 3rd and 10 from the Charles City 36-yard line. Clock stops, 8:11 remaining third quarter. 14-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. We want to say hi to Carly Stevenson listening in. Hi, Carly. We know that you're cheering on the Comets again tonight. We'll give you a few scores of local interest here when we get a moment. 3rd and 10 for the Comets. They fake the handoff and they throw to Camden Meek, and it's incomplete. They tried to hit Meek over the middle. A good hit applied on Meek, and it brings up 4th down. The Comets will send in the punt team.
Yeah, similar play that we ran earlier. Camden Meek come from the stop side, bringing that drag, and just a little bit of traffic. The ball was out in front of him, but he wasn't going to make the first down anyway because Hampton-Dumont was right there to make that stop short of that first down.
Patrick Bruning standing at his own 25-yard line, ready to punt it away. Another good snap, but a very high punt, a short punt, and then it takes a Charles City bounce and then is downed by Ezekiel Causey at the 37-yard line. I think if Zeke had that to do all over again, he'd realize, leave it alone. It would have taken at least probably another 5, maybe even 10 yards.
Yeah, because he caught that about head high too. So when that ball comes back down, it's gonna keep rolling. But again, a nice bounce there by Patrick, and obviously, hopefully the Comets can get another make the Bulldogs punt again here.
1st and 10. Bulldogs at their own 38-yard line, leading 14-0 with 7:54 remaining third quarter. Glad you're along for the ride tonight here on KCHA. Struther takes the snap. It's loose. The ball is loose, and it's recovered by Hampton-Dumont-Cal. A high snap that deflected off of Struther's left hand. And the Comets diving after. I think Ryder Bewer was in there trying to get that fumble recovery. He almost got there, but it's a loss of about 3 on the play, maybe even 4, and it brings up 2nd and 14.
Yeah, just to be able to reach that hand up and pull it in.
Oof. Waterloo East leading Waverly Shellrock 12-7 down in Waverly in the first quarter. North Fayette Valley leading Crestwood of Cresco 14-0 in the first. Here's a give to Bird on this near side. He tiptoes the sidelines and is run out of bounds across the 40. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds. He's going to be run out at the 41. Gain of about 6, and we'll give him 7. And it brings up 3rd and a long 7 from just across the 40 at the 41. Let's see here. Waterloo West leading Iowa City Liberty 14-7. That game in the first quarter. Mason City and Marion playing over in Mason City tonight. They are scoreless in quarter number 2. Cedar Falls and Cedar Rapids Kennedy tied at 7 in the first quarter. Here's a give to Bird, far side. He's going to be dropped shy of the first down at about the 45-yard line. Dave, the Comets did a nice job there of sending Bird back in towards the tacklers, and Braden Ellis, a good tackle there.
You bet. Nice tackle, forcing him to punt again. Here we go. That's a great start. Let's hope we get our deep man in the right spot.
6:45 and counting third quarter. Hampton-Dumont ready to punt it away. Deacon Caspers moving up now, standing at his own 30-yard line. A low snap, but picked out of the ground there, and a very high short kick. Oh, and it almost hit a Comet. It takes a sideways bounce and rolls dead at the Charles City 37-yard line. Ooh, those are kind of nerve-wracking times watching where that ball's going to bounce and see if it hits a Comet.
Yeah, it's one of those things to get away. Instead of running towards the middle of the field, you need to run to the sideline. Get out of bounds, run to that sideline. instead of running into the danger zone, get out of the way, going to the sideline because, obviously that football is going to bounce everywhere. And like you said, there's two guys right there within a couple yards.
Comets were fortunate there to get out of the way of that football after the punt. Here's a give to Caspers, a jet sweep on the right side. Deacon's going to be run out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage. And now a late penalty flag flies over there. We'll see what that one's about.
It's probably got to be a late hit on the top side there by Deacon or on Deacon because he was a little bit out of bounds and I think maybe a little extra.
It's a loss of 1, but let's see what the penalty is going to be. It is a personal foul, a late hit on number 22, Taylor Mailer. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. We saw Deacon suddenly go running towards the track, certainly not on his own. And that's going to be a Comet first down as they march into Hampton-Dumont territory at the 49-yard line. Comets will take that.
Yeah, and again, they did a good job stringing it out, and Deacon had to go east and west instead of getting upfield there.
So 1st and 10, Charles City. And here is a give up the middle, and that's a first down. That's Patrick Bruning on the keeper across the 35. I just looked away for a moment there. I'm sorry about that, but a good gain for Charles City of 14, Tyler, and another first down.
We saw that play earlier, Deacon coming in motion across, and then obviously those guys are all going with Deacon, and Patrick just went up the middle, and that's one we got the holding penalty on earlier as well.
1st and 10, Comets. They're moving the ball. Here's a give to Caspers. Deacon spins out of one tackle and falls forward to the 31-yard line. How many times this year, Dave, have we said Deacon maybe going to be dropped for a loss or no gain on the play, and yet he just keeps working, and in this case, he gains 3 yards.
Right. He gave one guy the old limp leg there, the phantom leg. The guys down there low trying to tackle.
Right.
They've been coached. They've probably seen that in the last film. So, yeah, Deacon, he's really running hard and looking good.
2nd and 7 for Charles City. Ball at the 31-yard line. Here's again a give to Deacon. He's across the 30 and tripped up at the 28. Boy, if he could have gotten past that first level, would have had a few extra yards. It's a gain of about 3 more, and it brings up a huge 3rd and 4, although, Tyler, probably 4-down territory.
Oh, definitely right here. So just get forward, get positive yards here, and then give yourself a chance on 4th down if you don't get it.
Comets already to the line of scrimmage. Play clock still at 16. Now several of the Comets stand up as they wait for the offensive call to come in. Plenty of time. 7 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and 4. Bruning, a keeper. Up the gut. He's got a first down across the 25 to the 23-yard line. Patrick Bruning races for another Comet first down. It's a gain of 5. And once again, Charles City moves the chains. That's their 9th first down unofficially. And they are nearing the red zone.
Hey, that time we use our man Deacon as a blocker, which isn't a bad idea on 3rd and 4 because he hit a big hit and Patrick had an easy lane to get to that first down.
1st and 10, Comets. They mark it at the 23-yard line. Clock running, 4:13. 3rd quarter, 14-0. Hampton-Dumont leading our Comets. Bruning ready for the snap. It's another keeper, and this time he is hit and dropped for a 2-yard loss. Very quickly in to make that good hit was Chase Johnson, a 5'8", 170-pound senior. Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, and then number 29, I think Colin Bird was right there, right behind him. So either way, I don't think Patrick was getting much because those D linemen did a good job stymieing that one.
2nd and 12 for the Comets. Clock running, 3.5 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Ellis goes in motion from far side to near side in the give to Caspers. Deacon cuts up field across the 25, stood up at about the 22-yard line, and now the official, and now another late penalty flag. The official on this near side had stopped the play, had stopped the clock, and then a couple seconds after that, a penalty flag flies. I don't know if things are getting a little chippy out there or what the situation is, but we'll sort out this penalty. It was a gain of about 4 for Deacon.
Yeah, it's definitely getting chippy. I have noticed that one of the gentlemen out there for Hampton-Dumont who tackles low also twists on the ground, which isn't too cool to do with running back.
And it's going to be a personal foul. Charles City. Deacon Caspers is going to be charged with that personal foul penalty. Yikes, that's a big one. It'll be a 15-yard penalty marked off against Charles City. Tyler, we haven't seen a lot of those types of penalties this year from any team, let alone the Comets, but boy, that's a big one.
Yeah, especially in that situation because the down's going to count.
Right, after the play.
Right, as well.
So now it's going to bring up 3rd and about 23.
I think so.
The Comets at the 38-yard line. They need to make it down to about the 15, maybe the 14. The referee is still talking things over. I don't know if they're discussing if that down should count.
No, I don't know. They're still talking. So
over across the way, the down marker says 2nd down.
Right. Because that play was 2nd, wasn't it?
Correct.
Wasn't it like?
Yeah, because Patrick had lost 2 yards on 1st down.
Right, and then he gained about 4 yards. Deacon had about 4 yards there.
That's correct.
To make it about 3rd and 8, and then the penalty.
Well, let's give you a couple of other scores while the officials sort this out. Sumner Fredericksburg at halftime leading at Applington Parkersburg 19-13. Let's see here. What else can we tell you? Rockford is making the long trek to West Bend to play West Bend Mallard. No score first quarter there. New Hampton in Waukon. And I missed that call by the official.
I just heard the last of it. It'll be 1st and 23.
But that doesn't make any sense because that was 2nd down, as you and I, the 3 of us were discussing here just a moment ago.
Oh.
Well, now the Hampton-Dumont-Cal coaches out to discuss things with the officials, and I think we're about to have another
conversation.
Gathering of the officials. Rightfully so. It should be. I mean, if they don't count that down, it should be 2nd and long.
Right. But I agree. I think it should be 3rd and long. I mean, he also didn't say dead ball, personal foul. So,
well, we'll see here. They're still talking over across the way.
I try to figure it out.
Benton leading at South Tama County 14-6. That game in the first quarter. Let's see here. Waterloo West has scored again. They lead Iowa City Liberty 21-7. That game in the second quarter. Mason City on the board against Marion over in River City. The Riverhawks leading 7-0 over the Wolves. Cedar Falls 14. Cedar Rapids Kennedy 7. That in the second quarter.
Yep.
And Decorah and Western Dubuque, no score. That game over in Decorah, first quarter. What'd you find out, Tyler?
Unfortunately, they got it right. And we were also correct.
Yes.
So it is 3rd and 23, like we said it was going to be as well.
Yeah, because the play counted, it was after the play where the penalty took place. So it's 3rd and long, as Tyler mentioned, from the 38-yard line. Bruning ready to take the snap. They fake the handoff, and they zing it to this near side. It's caught by Victor Ward Jr. Victor bursts upfield across the 30, down to about the 26. Boy, I like the execution of that play. That was well run. It's a gain of 12, and the Comets face a 4th and about 13.
Yeah, so we need that same play, same yardage here on 4th down. So that was actually a pretty good play call there in 3rd down to cut it in half. And now see what we can do here on 4th down, because obviously being down 14 with under 3 in the third quarter, time's kind of our enemy right now.
Brayden Ellis out on that far side of the slot position. Bruning goes in motion. They fake the handoff, and they lob it over the top, trying to hit Ward. It's incomplete, but a penalty flag. is down at about the 8-yard line. We'll see what that one is. I don't know if
it's thrown by the back judge.
Did they
so
try to hold up Victor?
It's got to be a hold.
You bet. Is that automatic first down?
I don't know if it is in high school or not. I think it's only a 10-yard penalty in high school.
Boy, because Victor might have freed himself there for a touchdown catch if he could have gotten free, but we'll see what the officials call here. Pass interference.
Oh, so that's 15 yards, so that is first.
It is a Comet first down. Dave, how about that? They went from third and 23 to a first down.
Good act, hey, you gotta give it a go, and the Comets did. The 12-yard first on third down, and then gives you a chance of 4th and 12, and they had to hold them to keep them from scoring. So there we go. Or pass interference.
The crazy part, that flag came out pretty early. So if to get the pass interference versus the holding call, is a little bit surprising.
1st and 10, Comets at the Hampton-Dumont-Cal 13-yard line. Give to Kaspers, trying to get to the outside. Deacon, there's a late penalty flag, and he is blasted out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. I think there might have been a couple of different flags out there. And we'll sort this one out. It'll be a gain of about 2 for Deacon. But let's see what the penalty is all about.
I mean, again, it's probably got to be a hold on us. Deacon going to the outside, and those guys trying to get there as well.
I keep thinking that this is a penalty flag lying here on the near side at the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
That is not a penalty flag.
Yeah, it's like something white or, I don't know, tape.
And let's see here. What, did they make a call?
Yeah, holding on us.
It was. Okay,
yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah,
so they'll
holding
mark
on
a
us.
10-yard penalty against Charles City. That'll march the ball back to the 23-yard line. And it brings up 1st and 20.
Similar to what we saw kind of there in Webster City too, kind of shooting ourselves in the foot here. Putting ourselves behind the chains a couple times here. So we, obviously had a 3rd and long already, and now a 1st and 20 here. So we're not making it easy on ourselves right now.
2:10, clock stopped here, 3rd quarter. 14-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. 1st and 20 for the Comets. They fake the handoff. Bruning over the middle, incomplete. They tried to hit Camden Meek across the middle. The throw was a little bit high. Camden was dragged down. The Comets looking for a potential pass interference penalty. Not coming, and it's 2nd and 20.
Like I said, Patrick threw that ball a little high.
Yeah.
Camden was double covered, so it was decent defense there by the Bulldogs. And our offensive line did a good job too, with protection. Probably one of the few times that Patrick hasn't had anybody in his face while he's trying to throw that football.
2nd and 20. There goes a man in motion, and the ball is loose. It's on the ground, and it's picked up by Hampton-Dumont-Cal at the 45-yard line. That ball squirted loose and then was kicked, and Hampton-Dumont-Cal gets the turnover. That one hurts. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at their own 44.
Yeah, like I said, kind of mishandled the snap, and then Deacon Casper's on his way by, going in, in front of Patrick, kicked it, and nobody kicked it away, and then the Hampton-Dumont guys see the ball, and we're trying to block, so obviously the advantage there, and that's kind of, he picked it up and got a few yards there, and unfortunate here for the Comets.
1st and 10 Bulldogs at their own 44-yard line, 2:01 remaining 3rd quarter. Here's a give to the back, tries to squirt his way up the middle, and he does a nice job. That's Taylor Mailer on the carry. He worms his way into Comet territory for a gain of about 7, and it brings up 2nd and 3. He was hard to find.
Yeah, he did a good job there, getting upfield, again, kicking those, kind of that pin and pull, down block those guys, block, pull the other guys, and, Warnke did a decent job stepping in there and making him cut upfield. But, yeah, he was able to get 6-7 yards there.
Mailer, just 5'7", 184 pounds. Here's a give again to Mailer. He's got a first down carry across the Comet 45 and dropped at the 42-yard line. Jackson Rosiska in on the stop for Charles City, but not before the Bulldogs move the chains, and the clock now down to 1:11 left third quarter. It's 14-0. Hampton-Dumont-Cal the lead. Boy, Dave, that's too bad. The Comets drove the field, got several first downs, and then unfortunately the turnover.
Right. And that was just a bad luck deal, just a drop snap, and at a bad time there.
1st and 10 Bulldogs at the Comet 42-yard line. Give again to Mailer. He's going to be hit, and he does fall forward to about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, kind of hit right away there by
is that Luke Jacobs?
Yeah, Trevor and Trevor Carolyn as well. But yeah, like I said, he was able to get 4 yards after with that contact. He's almost got hit right at the line of scrimmage, and was able to fall forward and drag for those 4 yards.
Inside the Comet 40 at about the 39-yard line. Hampton-Dumont is going to have to run one more play. About 1 second difference between the play clock and the game clock. 2nd and 7 from the Comet 39-yard line. 14-0 Bulldogs. Keeper by Struther, far side, cuts upfield, got a first down. Hit at about the 31-yard line and stood up there. But it's a first down carry for Struther. And that will end the third quarter here at Comet Field. Comets had the time of possession advantage in the third quarter, but Hampton-Dumont comes out of that scoreless third stanza with a maintaining a 14-0 lead as we head to the fourth. We move to quarter number 4 on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 at 103.3 KCHA.
Snacks and beverages, as well as the proper hydration for your athletes. Check out all the weekly specials on the app, hi-b.com. Have a safe and healthy season.
Hi, this is Joel Rashford with Community Insurance of Iowa. We would like to wish all area athletes the best of luck this season. We hope that the time and effort that you put in pays off. For all your insurance needs, stop and see us at 22 North Lane in New Hampton. Like us on Facebook or check us out at CIOIA.com.
Tyler, Dave, and Eric returning you to Comet Field as we get ready for fourth quarter action. It's 14-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. Charles City needs to come up with a big stop and get the ball back here if they want to have a chance to win their first district game of the year. Each of these teams 0-3 coming into play tonight here in the district. Hampton-Dumont-Cal 2-5. Tyler, Charles City 3-4.
I was just gonna say, obviously, unfortunately, they're already at the 31-yard line going in. So obviously, the Comets, like I said, need to stop. 4-down territory probably for Hampton-Dumont here. Going in the rest of the way on this possession.
They send 2 receivers to the top side, 1 to the near side on 1st and 10, and they throw it out to the far side, and it's caught over there and a fumble, and it's picked up by Hampton-Dumont-Cal. Brady Hard got hit, and no gain on the play. 2nd down, Hard recovered his own fumble.
And a flag.
Oh, a late flag. Is it going to be a late hit on Charles City, just trying to jump after the football?
Yeah, and that was the case. The ball was loose. The guy was going for it. Maybe after the whistle, though.
Personal foul on Charles City. Well, the Comets now just need to watch their emotions because in the crowd as well. We just need to make sure that we act with class here, Comet fans, and it's going to be a personal foul penalty on Charles City. That 15-yard penalty moves the ball to the Comet 17-yard line. Dave, that's too bad, but you just got to play through it.
You do. You got to check your emotions and then just get fired up to make a play here.
That's right. Control what you can control.
That's right.
Attitude and effort. Can't control their penalties, whether they call them or not.
2 receivers near side. 1 to the top side for the Bulldogs on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mailer, looking for room off the right side, and he is hit and stood up and knocked back after a very short gain, and now another penalty flag. Boy, it looked like the Comets did a nice job there stopping the run. I don't know if there's some
but like Dave
jawing
said,
back and forth.
Like I said, got a little chippy. Maybe obviously the officials' way to get it under control a little bit, or stop it right now by throwing the flag. Kind of quicker now than what they've done in the past.
We'll wait and see what this call is. Personal foul, Charles City. And it is going to be a 1st and goal for Hampton-Dumont. The personal foul penalty on Charles City sends the ball inside the 10. And I think this is a wise timeout taken by head Comet football coach Brian Bjorklund. We'll take it with him. Timeout Charles City early on 4th quarter. Hampton-Dumont has it 1st and goal at the Comets 7-yard line. They lead our Comets 14-0, and you're listening to exciting Comet football on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Knoxbush Insurance is here to cheer on all local athletes. We wish you all the best of luck and success this year. Contact Knoxbush Insurance in New Hampton for all your insurance needs, your local agency.
At WinMed in Decorah, Mayo Clinic Health System physicians provide you and your family the finest primary and specialty care with more services and specialties to come. Learn more at winmed.org. WinMed, excellence lives here.
Our last night at Comet Field for 2024. Charles City 2-2 here on, 2-1 right now as they come into this game. If they lose this game, they'll end their home record at 2-2. They defeated Olwine and Waterloo East earlier this year, lost at home to Algona. 1st and goal, Hampton-Dumont-Cal. They give up the gut and not much running room there. Short gain on the play, maybe to the 6-yard line for Colin Bird, and it's going to bring up 2nd and goal. Nice work by the Comet defense there.
No, that's a 1st down. It was 2nd and short there, so
you're right.
That is a 1st and goal now.
So because they probably just marked it off half the distance after that first penalty, huh?
Right.
So it is a 1st and goal, Hampton-Dumont, at the 5-yard line of the Comets. Dave, I think a really wise timeout taken there by head Comet football coach Brian Bjorklund a moment ago.
Definitely settle everybody down. His team, even some of the folks in the stands are getting fired up too. So even color guy in the booth is getting fired up, so he needed a timeout too.
And now Hampton-Dumont-Cal takes a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 14-0 Bulldogs early 4th quarter. Back in a flash on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Fairway store for the best prices in town. Check out all the weekly specials that can stretch your family's budget. Charles City Fairway is proud to support the area athletes. Best of luck, Charles City Comets.
Zoetis is proud to support the Comets on KCHA because the world depends on animals. Those who raise and care for them can depend on us. Succeed at Zoetis. Starting wage at $19 an hour with outstanding benefits. Apply at careers.zoetis.com.
Comet cheerleaders cheering down on the track in front of us. A good crowd here tonight at Comet Field. Yes, some have left as it's a rather chilly October 18th with the wind blowing right at us here on the Comet sideline.
And as that sun goes down.
Right, definitely. And unfortunately, it's to our back. Here's the keeper by Struther to the end zone. Touchdown, Hampton-Dumont-Cal. A 5-yard touchdown run by Ryder Strother, and what was a difficult task a couple of seconds ago becomes that much tougher. It's now 20-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal, 10:26 remaining, fourth quarter.
And like I said, the times obviously our enemy right now, down 3 scores with only 10:26 left here. So that's the enemy for us.
And the extra point is good. We'll take another timeout. 10:26 left, fourth quarter. Hampton-Dumont-Cal 21, Charles City nothing. Back in a flash on your home for the Comets. Fan Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Supply partner. The HP printers and ink you depend on are always on hand at Office World for your convenience. Give us a call at 394-2646. Visit us online at officeworldnhia.com or stop in at 23 East Main in New Hampton.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Charles City Comets on KCHA.
Call us, financial advisors,
Mark Sinier
and Jesse Schultz at 641-228-6210.
Or me, Jeremy Hyder, at 228-8040 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At First Security Bank, we know the importance of teamwork. A team shares the same goal and vision, and that equates success. We wish all area athletes a great season. Work hard, set your goals, and you'll succeed as a team. We're here as your bank team, and we can also help you succeed. First Security at Bank.
We wish we had better news, but it's 21-0. Hampton-Dumont-Cal leading Charles City. Early here in the fourth quarter. We'll see what the Comets can do, Dave.
Yeah, I see we've made an adjustment. We got John Bruning sitting where the guy kind of kicks it every time. So good move by our special teams coordinator and try to get it in our fast guys' hands here.
Jackson Rosiska, the deep man, but this is even a shorter kick, and it's taken by Braden Ellis at the 25, and he dives forward to about the 30. Well done there by Braden to make that catch. It's 1st and 10 Charles City at their own 30-yard line, trailing 21-0. Time for a Comet rally right here, right now.
I think we're going to have to see a mix of play action and maybe keep them honest, hit a run with Deacon here or there, and then play action pass to try to set up some stuff over the middle and make us march down the field here quicker.
See what the Comets can do. They're 70 yards from pay dirt, but they've got that quick offense capability. Here's Bruning taking the snap, and he tries to run up the middle, and he is hit and dropped immediately. No gain on the play. Patrick took a good hit there from Austin Hansen, and it's 2nd and 10 for Charles City. Clock running, 10 minutes exactly remaining, fourth quarter. A receiver to each side for the Comets. Casper's flanking Bruning, and the give to Deacon. Left side, Deacon hits the hole and falls forward across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Be a gain of 4 for the junior. I have Deacon 18 carries, 76 yards, which would be just a little over 4 yards per carry for the junior. He is the new all-time single-season rushing leader in Charles City Comet football history. 3rd and 6. Ball at the 34. Bruning pitches it to Casper's near side. A stiff arm by Deacon and a first down and more. Across midfield and dropped at the 48-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-Cal. In fact, they'll give him forward progress to the 47. 1st and 10 Comets. Dave, that was a fine run by Deacon Caspers.
A couple stiff arms, and he runs with what's the right word? Runs mad, it looks like.
Yes.
So I love it. Great pitch and good play by the Comets.
It's a gain of 19 for Deacon. That's his longest run of the night. He had a 15-yard run earlier. 1st and 10 Charles City, their 12th first down of the night. Here's a little give to Bruning on the jet sweep, trying to get to the outside. Now John leaps a man. A penalty flag on the play. He's hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the penalty is. I'm afraid it might be against Charles City, but we'll see.
I didn't, obviously the flag came out before the tackle was made. So, in the location of the penalty flag, it's probably a hold on us.
John Bruning limping a little bit as he comes to the Comets sideline. Block in the back on Charles City. Boy, the Comets have not had many penalties this year. This has easily been their most penalized game. And it'll be a 10-yard walk-off back into Comet territory at their own 43-yard line, 1st and 20.
It is kind of a weird spot for a block in the back, being on the short side of the field, and John coming towards you.
Here's Bruning with 2 receivers, and now Hampton-Dumont nearly jumping on that top side. Play clock still at 8 seconds. And now timeout Comets, and you know what? We'll take it with them. We are a few minutes into quarter number 4. We're under 9 minutes left, 4th quarter. Charles City trailing Hampton-Dumont-Cal 21-0. Back in 30 seconds on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
SCB has the T on banking. We offer 3 personal checking accounts, including Checking Plus, Basic Checking, and First Checking. Stop in, give us a call at 800-423-1602, or visit myfcb.bank. Member FDIC.
NIAC is proud to help support North Iowa athletes. Working hard and being part of a team is a great way to learn lessons for life. And learning is what NIAC is all about, beginning with high school juniors and seniors who can start building college credits now for free. Learn more at niac.edu.
Tyler, Dave, and Eric returning you to Comet Field. First and long, I beg your pardon. 1st and 20 for the Comets. 8:36 remaining, 4th quarter. Comets trailing Hampton-Dumont-Cal 21-0. See what the Comets have in mind here. Rowe goes in motion. Back to pass, Bruning. Firing long and high over the top, and it is incomplete. Victor Ward had freed himself a little bit, just couldn't quite corral that football out of the air. And it's 2nd and long. Ooh, that's too bad. That could have connected.
Right, he was in behind the guys, and even looked like he made the adjustment to the ball, but I don't know if the wind blew it back towards us a little bit, because then he reached back for it. So unfortunately, just missed. Victor flashing that speed there, and got behind everybody.
2nd and long. Bruning slings it out to this near side. Caught by Caspers. Dropped immediately behind the 40-yard line at about the 38. Loss of 4. Brings up 3rd and 24.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was just a great read there by Austin Hansen, the defensive end here. Didn't even hardly go upfield. Just basically went lateral and got in front of Deacon. And we didn't even have a chance to block him because he read that play pretty well.
Hampton-Dumont-Cal's defense has been pretty solid here tonight. They've kept some high-scoring teams down offensively here at times, especially in certain halves this year. And now a penalty flag as the Comets are guilty of a false start. 5-yard penalty will move the ball back inside the 35-yard line to about the 33, maybe the 34. Oh boy, 3rd and a half a mile. It's a long ways.
Do that math real quick. 29, 30 yards.
Let's see, 17:27. It is 30, exactly. 3rd and 30. Clock at 7:26 and counting. 4th quarter. Comets trailing by 21. Bruning, a little pitch to Caspers here on this near side. Deacon a spin, and he gets to the 40-yard line and is brought down there. Nice run of 7 yards for Deacon, but unfortunately the Comets facing a 4th and 23.
Yeah, it's like you don't really have 4th and 23 in the playbook here.
So you're probably better off punting.
And right here, at the 40-yard line, that's about your only option.
It's even too far to fake a punt, isn't it?
Yeah, likely, yes. The Comets send Patrick Bruning standing at his own 28-yard line to put this punt in play. Trailing 21-0. Another good snap. Patrick moves forward, and it's a kick off the side of his foot, and it does not cross midfield. It's downed by Bryce Walker at the Charles City 49-yard line. Just a 9-yard punt. And now the Comet defense tasked with stopping Hampton-Dumont-Cal. It's 21-0 Bulldogs, and first and 10 Hampton-Dumont at the Comet 49.
Yeah, that's obviously unfortunate there. Obviously, Coach Bjorklund, kind of, obviously you don't expect a bad punt, but you're like, oh crap, she could have just went for it there.
Right.
But Patrick's put on some good ones and had some great rolls, so just got one off the side of his foot, and obviously the wind didn't help it either.
First and 10 Bulldogs. Strother back to pass, throws it out to the far side. It's incomplete. A penalty flag is thrown in the vicinity of offensive holding, but we'll see.
Might also be a chop block. Two of those defenders were, they were laying on the ground. So
again, we've seen some chippiness here tonight. That would be perhaps another example of that. It is a chop block, as Coach Downing mentioned. And it'll be a 15-yard penalty that'll march the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They should go, let's see here, they should go one more yard. That should go to the 36-yard line.
Yeah.
They just marked off 14 yards there.
So maybe he spotted the foul?
Yeah, perhaps, Coach, perhaps.
But that's one of those, when they are chopping, they're running that little flare pattern there with the running back.
First and long, first and 24 from the 37-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-Cal. And the give to Mailer, cuts upfield across the 40. Trevor Carolyn knocks him down first at the 41-yard line. Short gain of about 3, maybe 4 for Mailer. And it brings up second and 20.
Well, we've kind of put in some, like, Deontay Rowe playing a DN, some faster DNs maybe to try to contain that quarterback. But now he comes back out. So we'll go back to our run stuff and defense here.
We'll be in Clear Lake 1 week from tonight. Comet football here on KCHA. Make sure that you join us a week from tonight in Clear Lake. They got a new press box over there. I'm excited to see that.
I got new everything over there.
Yes, here's Strother on the keeper. He roams across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. A smart, safe call by Hampton-Dumont. A gain of 7. Brings up third. It's a gain of 6. Brings up third and 14.
Nice play by Victor Ward. Shed a block and right into the stop there. So he didn't do too bad.
Waterloo East, last report, it was 12-7. They were leading Waverly Shell Rock in the first quarter down in Waverly. That's still the latest report that we have on that game. Same with North Fayette Valley leading Crestwood 14-0. That's still reported in the first quarter. Third quarter score, Waterloo West 35, Iowa City Liberty 14. Here is a penalty flag on the play after the give to Bird. And
false start. The play was dead.
We will see a penalty on Hampton-Dumont-Cal.
And obviously what Hampton-Dumont-Cal wants is they just want that clock running. So they're going to run the football, and they just want to see that clock spinning. So, they really
and that'll move it again here, will it not, Coach? 4:48 left fourth quarter.
I think you get one. So, yeah, they'll run. It's only 25 seconds after an offensive penalty rather than the 40. But, yeah, I think they get one. And if they get another full start, I don't think it runs on the second time.
I've always wondered that because it's really an advantage then to commit a penalty.
Yeah.
Because you can run more time off the clock.
Right. Obviously, Oregon did that this weekend, and they changed the rules already.
Here's a give up the middle to Bird. He is across the 45 to the 49. Trevor Carolyn in on the stop for Charles City. Brings up 4th and 12 from the 49-yard line, and Hampton-Dumont-Cal will send in their punt team. Comet defense holds again.
Yeah, you're obviously here lately, big stops. Obviously outside that, and they only got the ball at the 31, had those couple penalties on the Comets. But other than that, our defense has played pretty well here after the second quarter on.
Deacon Caspers standing at his own 24-yard line, ready to take this Hampton-Dumont punt. Another very short punt, and it's going to be a roughing the kicker penalty on Charles City. Well, unfortunately, that's just the way things have gone here tonight.
So, yeah, you are right. It'll be Hampton-Dumont get the football back on that because, that's not just running.
Yeah, definitely roughing the kicker. 15-yard penalty, and that will move the chains for Hampton-Dumont-Cal. And you can understand the thinking of Charles City. You got to make something big happen, and a block punt obviously would be something big. Unfortunately, the Comets rough the kicker. 15-yard penalty gives the Bulldogs a first down inside the Comet 40 to the 36.
And almost like you said, Ryder almost came unblocked. So I thought he almost had a chance to block it, but he didn't really extend. He just kept running, and then they punted it. And like I said, he ran it. He roughed him. I would probably agree with that statement.
1st and 10, Bulldogs at the Comet 36-yard line. 3:28 left, fourth quarter. It's 21-0 Hampton-Dumont-Cal. 2 receivers top side, 1 to this near side. Struther hands to Bird up the middle. Stood up about the 33-yard line, maybe a gain of 3. Camden Meek in on that stop along with Ryder Bewer, and it's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, obviously good job there by those two dudes, like you said. And on that tackle and just coming left side, and obviously here with 3 minutes left, it's tough sledding here for the Comets. They obviously need a turnover more than anything, because we did have to use 2 timeouts already, so we can hardly even stop the clock going forward here.
We'd like to get a Comet score on the board and give some money from Fidelity Bank and Trust to the Comet Booster Club. We've not been able to do that yet tonight. Here's the give up the gut. Stopped immediately is, I believe that was
new guy.
That was Joseph Powers, 5'6" sophomore. Jackson Rosiska hit him first.
Jackson came on a blitz on the outside and just did a nice job squeezing it down. And then, the Warnke and Beaver on the inside, making, not letting that hole get created. And then, Ellis was right there behind Jackson as well. But Jackson using his speed and getting around there on that outside blitz.
3rd and 7.
Trips to the top side now.
Yeah, 3 receivers up there.
It's kind of surprising here, only 3rd and 7. They're probably going to run the ball anyway.
And it is a give to Bird up the middle. And he's still fighting his ways across the 30 and stood up at about the 29. Shy of the first down by roughly 3.5 yards.
But here, even when they snap this ball, it's only going to have 1:10 left or so, even if it's 4th down. So they may even take a timeout or take a delay of game here as they run this clock down.
Yeah, 1:40. Like Tyler said, they don't have to snap it until about 1:15. And it is 4th down. 21-0 Bulldogs leading. And we'll see what happens here on 4th and about 3.5. Jose Flores, a senior, comes in on defense. Here's a keeper by Struther looking for room on this near side. Now it cuts back to the far side, and he's going to be hit and dropped. I think, unfortunately, he got the first down.
We got a penalty flag down here, though.
There is a flag on the play.
So likely a hold. Yep, that's what he's indicating.
So that'll avert the first down, but it will give Hampton-Dumont-Cal another opportunity to run a play.
Well, 25 more seconds will run off on this.
Holding Bulldogs. Luke Showalter called for that hold. 10-yard penalty will bring up 4th and about 13 from the 40-yard line. And with 1:06 remaining, Hampton-Dumont-Cal on their way to earning their first district victory of the year and their 3rd victory of the campaign overall against 5 losses. Clock running, a minute left, 4th quarter. Well, a disappointing end to the Comet home schedule. They'll get one more opportunity to get a district win next week over in Clear Lake against the Lions. 4th and long. Struther back to pass, rolling right, throwing on the run, and it's incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on downs. The Comets will get one last offensive opportunity, trailing 21-0 with 36 seconds remaining. Pretty effective drive there by Hampton-Dumont-Cal, Dave. They obviously didn't need points, but they ran a bunch of time off the clock.
Yeah, they did. They just kept grinding it down, and we had a penalty or so, and that helped them. And yeah, let's see if we can run Deacon a few times here. I think he's our best bet to break one.
1st and 10 Comets. A receiver each side. Bruning the give to Caspers. And Deacon stood up at about the 40-yard line.
That was Braden Ellis.
That was Braden, wasn't it? I beg your pardon. Thank you, gentlemen. No gain on the play. Well, maybe a half a yard.
That could be maybe the last play.
Yeah, 15 seconds
Looks
left.
like we are lining up for one more.
Down to 10. 2nd and about 9.5 from the 40-yard line. 5 seconds left. Bruning takes the snap, and it's a counter to Ellis. Braden is knocked down for a loss at the 38-yard line, and the game is over. Final score tonight from Comet Field. The Hampton-Dumont-Cal Bulldogs 21, the Charles City Comets nothing. We'll wrap this one up after these messages on your home for the Comets. Fab Oldies 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
City Hy-Vee is proud to support all area athletes. Make sure you're stocked up on all your snacks and beverages as well as the proper hydration for your athletes. Check out all the weekly specials on the app, hi-b.com. Have a safe and healthy season.
The quarterback counts on his O-line for protection in the pocket. In Charles City, you can count on me, Farm Bureau Agent Jay Young, to protect your family's blind side no matter what life throws at you. I am here to handle all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Don't scramble around working with multiple insurance companies to see how I can help protect what matters most.
At Gertz Plumbing and Heating, we love our 5-star reviews. Melissa writes, Dwight was so knowledgeable. 100% a customer for life. Thank you, Melissa. We only hire the best. When your furnace hurts, call Gertz. Maintenance plans as low as $16 a month.
Back at Comet Field, where tonight the Comets lose. The Hampton-Dumont-Cal Bulldogs come in and spoil senior night for our Comets. Final score, Bulldogs 21, Comets nothing. And, Dave, it's just unfortunate because this was a game that you thought the Comets could come in and get a victory on this senior night, last home game. Get that first district victory, and boy, credit Hampton-Dumont-Cal. The Bulldogs played well, and they really stymied Charles City all night.
Hampton's defense was probably the biggest force tonight as they bent a little bit. We got some first downs, but they never broke. So they pitch a shutout, and it's hard to win any night of the week when you don't score. So unfortunately, Comets, we're still fighting hard. Just couldn't get the ball rolling today.
Yeah, and Tyler, we saw the Comet defense get some stops as the game went on. But unfortunately, Hampton-Dumont scored 2 first-half touchdowns, and their defense made that hold up.
Yeah, I think, obviously their O-line and D-line were really good tonight, I thought, creating some holes for those running backs, and then obviously with the quarterback on the counter, and their offensive line defensive line, really stymied us. I looked over and I was actually surprised to see Deacon get over 100 yards. Obviously unofficial, but we had him. You had him. I shouldn't say we. I don't do anything that. You had him for 102. So I was actually kind of surprised to see that number because he had to earn every 102 of those yards as well on those 20 carries. So I did not expect him to get there because, like I said, I thought their D-line was really good. Tonight, obviously, that 5 front where you don't see it, all that much in high school football, like Dave said earlier today, and they stymied that old line and did a good job, coming in on our pulling when our guards would pull as well.
Hampton-Dumont-Cal wins tonight by the final score of 21-0 in front of a good crowd here at Comet Field, but spoiling the final home game for our Comets here in 2024. Charles City ends up 2-2 on the home field here of Comet Field in 2024. And we'll see if they can't go over to Clear Lake and spring an upset against the Lions here 1 week from tonight. Well, a little collaboration and a little discussion here. And Dave, you want to just share with our listeners here who the KCHA Comet players of the game are?
You bet. We're going to go with our senior football players because, putting that time in 4 years and playing your last game on Comet Field, I know maybe not what they wanted. They wanted to win, but just to celebrate what they've done to make Charles City football better.
Yeah, and they really have, haven't they, Tyler? I mean, you look at just the work done in the strength and conditioning aspect of things. This group has really, I think, helped turn the corner along with the coaching staff on that and built this tradition more and more of everybody gets in the weight room, works hard, gets better. It hurts to lose tonight. They've lost some football games, but they've also won some football games. And you can feel the culture and the climate of Comet football changing, and I think it starts with this senior class.
Yeah, obviously, the weight room is an equalizer. It is the biggest equalizer in everything where, you don't have to be good at anything to get in there and work hard. So, being able to move some weights obviously translates to be able to move some guys and or not be moved
right.
With the in your legs and your power and your whatever that is as well as your body going forward. So it is a great equalizer, and obviously they put some time in, all those guys to get here tonight, and obviously, and the other thing, the strength and conditioning is injury prevention as well. It's not only building muscle,
right.
but prevents injuries throughout careers and seasons too. So, we've made it through pretty healthy, even this year. So obviously, football is a collision sport, so injuries are going to happen. It's the name of the game, or it happens in the game, unfortunately. But we've pretty much were unscathed for much of the year.
And Dave, you look at the number of seniors. These are kids who, yes, they value football, but they obviously feel part of something bigger than themselves. 14 seniors here honored tonight. That's a nice number, and they have valued Comet football, and that speaks highly of their character, but also their relationship with the coaching staff.
You bet. Coach's pregame, he talked about all the seniors, and he had a special, a little bit of a story to talk about each guy. And as they go forward, they'll remember playing football on that field. They'll remember, being a part of a Comet tradition.
Man, the listeners are about getting what they wanted with Dave not being able to talk. So, we've waited 8 weeks for this, and it's finally coming.
Poor Coach Williams just cannot catch a break. That is for sure. Hampton-Dumont-Cal defeats our Comets tonight by the final score of 21-0. And as Dave mentioned, the Comet football seniors, the KCHA Comet players of the game. All right, well, let's talk some college football and some pro football. It's a pretty big weekend here for a whole lot of teams. Let's talk college first. I have absolutely no idea who anybody is playing.
Who?
Coaches, help me out. You got it, Coach Williams?
I do. If I can talk, I'll give it a go here. My Panthers, UNI is at number 9, North Dakota. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
They have played a tough schedule.
MVC's pretty good.
Right. And 1 o'clock start, I'll bet that's on ESPN Plus, like most of them are. I may have to watch my Panthers for a little bit.
Good deal. Go Panthers. Who else you got, Coach?
Go ahead.
All right. Iowa's at Michigan State for night games. So
that's the NBC game, isn't it?
So we got to double up on TV. What's this? The 4th week in a row that Iowa State's on at night as well. So they play at home against UCF at 6:30. So the Hawks and the Cyclones both on TV at the same time.
Split screen.
Well, that's a good thing I got 2 TVs in my basement. So
yep, that sounds good. And then there are some great pro games for our 3 teams on Sunday.
Yeah.
You want to go first, Coach Downing? 49ers?
Yeah, the Chiefs. Super Bowl rematch in San Francisco. So the Niners played last Thursday. The Chiefs had a bye. So it is a little, both teams are a little bit rested. I'm excited. Ricky Pearsall is in. He is playing.
Is he?
So after obviously the attempted robbery and getting shot, he's playing in his first game this week.
You'd think that'd be a pretty emotional lift for the 49ers.
Yeah. It comes at a good time because Jawan Jennings is out. So he had a big game a couple weeks ago. Kind of that big time third down, kind of when they need a big catch, playmaker. So Jawan Jennings is out with a hip injury, but Ricky is in. So it'll be a little bit exciting to watch him and see what he can do.
What time is that game on Sunday?
It's the afternoon game, so I think it's
game.
3:00 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's on Fox if I remember correctly.
Coach Williams, how about the Vikings on Sunday?
Noon
they got a big game
against 4-1 Detroit at Minnesota. Vikes are 5-0. Detroit's 4-1. Be a big game to see who's going to be, be an upper hand in the NFC North.
And Detroit took care of Dallas, and I'm not sure how big of a deal that ended up being because I'm not sure how good Dallas is.
It's kind of a surprise a little bit after some of the things that they did last year.
And so you said, Dave, that's at noon? That's a big game to be being played at noon.
Right. And unfortunately, my Packer watching wife is going to have the TV. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to figure out how to work the basement TV again or something.
Yeah, the Packers host the Texans in what should be a good game. It's going to be a little warmer than I was hoping it was going to be for those Texans coming up north, but that should be a good game at Lambeau Field as well. Every weekend of watching football is a pretty good weekend. I think this one could be a little extra special. Those sound like some pretty good games, especially on Sunday. That should be fun watching football. It is a great time of year. You got the baseball playoffs. You got college volleyball on a lot on Big Ten Network and some other networks as well. And pro football, college football, high school football. Unfortunately, it's winter that follows. But anyway, spoken like an old guy. Dave, any final last thoughts here before we end our broadcast tonight?
Well, kind of remember my last game here at playing for the Comets, and you just want to enjoy it with your buddies, man. So I hope our Comets are loose and have fun next week.
Tyler?
Yeah, obviously the playoffs are out of the picture. Yeah. Pretty much a done deal now. So, really you got those seniors that were our players of the games. You got 5 days left of football, pretty much. So. Leave it all out there. Obviously, hopefully, Caden Littleton gets to come back next week on his, from his leg injury to be able to play one more time. He hasn't. I was talking to him in class. Even he said since he hasn't had a full season since 7th grade. So he's kind of got the injury bug a little bit during his football career.
Yeah.
So he was a little disappointed to miss this game, but so hopefully he can give it a go one more time as well next week. But yeah, obviously, it hurts. But obviously, us guys being old, you're gonna remember your time with your buddies, more than that, and obviously at some point everybody's football career comes to an end. So obviously those other seniors they're good people too, and they'll go on to do good things as well, whether it's football related in a year or two, or obviously with the careers and being a big part of the community that they choose to live in.
And having played football for the Comets yourself, as you did, you really only remember the good things. Once you get past it all, you really have nothing but positive thoughts.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This is kind of a funny story. My buddies, we had Lakin at softball, so Justin Bonson, buddy, he lives in Des Moines, so we got with him a little bit, and we actually talked some high school football, and then actually last weekend, Niall and I were playing ball in the backyard, and Niall says, "Can we watch you play football?" And I was like, "Okay," So so I was like, "Yeah, I got some tape of that," and Lakin says, "Is it in black and white, Dad?" So you're like, you go from one extreme to the other. You're like, no, it's not in black and white. It is in color. But we spent Sunday night. We watched some Tyler, Dad playing some football, and obviously Tad, Justin, some of those guys that that my kids know that I played with and still hang out with from high school. So that was pretty cool, and hopefully, Niall says he's going to play football sometime too. So that'll be exciting to hopefully maybe one day watch him play some ball too.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it was on VHS, would be my guess.
Actually,
it wasn't black and white.
It was actually a DVD.
Was it?
It was. I said this too. My junior year, we had the option if we wanted it on VHS or DVD. But at that time, we did not have a DVD player.
Right.
So I had to go. I went VHS for my junior year. But my senior year, the Downing household upgraded to the DVD player, so I got to have it on DVD on that year. So, but yeah, that was fun to now I wanted to watch it, and that was fun to have him be there and watch some football.
And I'm just going to point out, as Dave was just talking about the last game at Comet Field, you see pictures like what's happening over to our left, where Trevor Carolyn posing for pictures with his family underneath the goalpost. Just, Tyler, another example of what this game and what Comet Field and what being a Comet means to these players. You know it's going to come to an end, but you want those memories to last forever, and so you get pictures like that taken to our left.
Right, and I'm sure most of these guys probably got their football picture, or their senior pictures taken, with their uniform and on this field too.
Right.
But yeah, obviously, like I said, the memories are going to be there for a long time, and it's obviously you want to remember these, and they work hard, and you think, back in August, some of those long days in football camps and things like that, you're like, God, and today sucked, today was hard, it was hot or whatever. But obviously those days, seem, don't even remember them, after tonight and then playing on Friday nights, because, there's nothing better than playing Friday night football. I'll tell you that. And even, coaching wise, even coaching on Friday nights is really, really fun. So, and that is part of. I do miss coaching on Fridays, but I don't know if I miss the Saturday through Thursday a whole lot. But Friday nights were really, really fun. So.
Well, I'm glad that you're. I would love to see you coach, but I'm glad that you're up here in the booth, both you and Coach Williams here, bringing us Comet football on KCHA. Gentlemen, Tyler Downing, Dave Williams, thanks again for another very fun night. You two go have a good weekend, and we'll see you both at school on Monday.
Sounds good. You as well. Have a good weekend. Looks it's going to be nice again this weekend.
Yes.
So, enjoy some time outside
Love
as
it.
well.
Yep, we're taking about 20 kids down to the state middle school cross-country meet tomorrow. So
it's nice day for that.
Good day to run.
Yeah.
Yep, great opportunity for our young kids. Dave, Tyler, have a good weekend. And
You as well.
Thanks again for your fine work. That is Tyler Downing and Dave Williams here on KCHA. As Coach Downing mentioned, 102 yards unofficially rushing offense for Deacon Caspers on 20 carries. Braden Ellis, 1 carry for 19 yards. Patrick Bruning, 4 carries for 17 yards. Unofficially, Charles City, 138 yards of rushing offense here tonight. Passing-wise, Victor Ward, 2 catches for 23 yards. Camden Meek, 1 catch for 6 yards. Deacon Caspers, a catch for -4 yards. John Bruning, 1 catch for -1 yard. So 24 yards of passing offense for Charles City on 5 catches. That's a total of just 162 yards, all total unofficial for Charles City against this very fine Hampton-Dumont defense here tonight in this 21-0 Bulldog victory over our Comets. Well, the Comets will take on the Clear Lake Lions 1 week from tonight. We'll tell you a little bit more about that. First of all, and I apologize for not mentioning this earlier, Chris Sauk. We got to say hi to you. Chris was the former outstanding band director here in our Charles City schools. Of course, now being led by another just incredible band director, Jake Gassman. But Chris now lives with his family down in Hampton. Boy, Chris, we're grateful for your time here in Charles City, and we thank you for listening here tonight to the broadcast. So, Chris Sauk, we hope that all is going well with you. Couple of scores that you might be interested in. Clear Creek Amana has battled back and has taken the lead over Cedar Rapids Xavier 21-17 in the fourth quarter. Waverly Shellrock fell behind Waterloo East early, but now they lead in the second quarter. This is only a second quarter score. Waverly Shellrock 22, Waterloo East 12. North Fayette Valley 34, Crestwood nothing. That game in the fourth quarter. Waterloo West 42, Iowa City Liberty 21 in the third quarter. Mason City leads Marion over in River City in the third quarter. It's 14-7 Riverhawks leading the Wolves of Marion in quarter number 3. Cedar Falls 28, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 7. That game in the fourth quarter. Let's see here. What else can we tell you? Sumner Fredericksburg defeats Applington Parkersburg tonight 47-13. Dyke New Hartford all over Denver 57-13. Elsewhere in scores of local interest, Nashua Plainfield leading this game. The latest report we have is in the third quarter. My guess is that game might be over by now, but it's Nashua Plainfield, last report, leading at Wapsie Valley 13-6. The winner of that game is district champion. That's a big one and gets the number 1 seed as the playoffs begin. Spirit Lake 42, Clarion Goldfield Dows nothing. That's a final. Let's see here. What else can we tell you? Old Wine forfeits their game against Osage tonight. That final score is 1-0. Osage gets the win. West Hancock, number 1 in Class A, defeats Mason City Newman 50-0 tonight over in Mason City. Let's see here. We'll refresh and see if we can't get a few more scores. We have not seen any scores yet from Clear Lake against Humboldt and Webster City against Algona. See if we can't find information about that. We can tell you that Janesville defeats Tripola tonight, 68-12. What else can we tell you? Okoboji rallies and defeats Forest City up in Forest City tonight. Final score, Pioneers 41, Indians 25. Garner Hayfield Ventura defeats Esterville Lincoln Central tonight. They win at Esterville 28-6 over the Midgets. Fort Dodge shuts out Sioux City West 35-0. Clear Lake loses at home to Humboldt. How about the Wildcats? They continue to win. They go on the road to Clear Lake, the opponent next week for our Comets, and they defeat the Lions. Final score, Humboldt 23, Clear Lake 13. Algona edges by Webster City in Algona. Final score, Bulldogs 28, Lynx 21. Algona hangs on for that 7-point victory. And Clarksville last night defeated Meskwaki Settlement. That final score, 58-0. So those are scores of local interest here on KCAJ. And that will wrap it up for our broadcast here tonight. Hey, just a couple of quick reminders. No Comet Connection tomorrow because of our middle school kids running down at the State Middle School cross-country meet down at Ankeny Centennial High School. We'll return with the Comet Connection next Saturday morning from 8 until 9:30. We'll have Comet Volleyball for you Thursday night. Join Melanie Van Zulen and me for all the play-by-play action. The Comets beginning the playoff road against the winner of Decorah and Waterloo East. Those two teams will play Tuesday night in Decorah. The winner then comes to Comet Gym Thursday night. We look forward to seeing you at Comet Gym. 6:40, the Mills Incorporated Comet Volleyball Playoff pregame show. And the first serve at 7 o'clock. Comet Volleyball, Playoff Volleyball, Thursday night from Comet Gym here on KCAJ. And then next Friday, join Dave, Tyler, and me for all the play-by-play action in Clear Lake, the Comets and the Clear Lake Lions as we wrap up regular season 2024. That will wrap up our broadcast for tonight. Many thanks to Deshaun Griffin, spinning the dials back at our KCHA AM and FM studios. Deshaun, terrific work as always. Thank you, sir, for your fine work back at the studio. Thanks to Brindley Bergeson, who ran the camera, the video for our video stream tonight. Brindley, great job. We also want to thank each and every one of our sponsors. They're the ones who make broadcasts just like this one possible. Sponsors, we can't do it without you. Thank you, sponsors. And most of all, Comet fans, we thank you for listening, and we thank you for your continued incredible, phenomenal support of all things Charles City Schools. Tyler, Dave, and I hope that you enjoyed the broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you, despite the outcome tonight. Final score from Comet Field, the Hampton-Dumont-Cal Bulldogs 21, our Charles City Comets nothing. We'll talk with you Thursday night for Comet Playoff Volleyball and Friday night for Comet Football. Until then, for Deshaun Griffin, Dave Williams, and Tyler Downing, this is Eric Hofer saying, good night, Charles City. This is where you hear the Comets. Fab Oldies, 1580 and 103.3 KCHA.
Thanks for listening to this presentation of Charles City High School Sports on Fab Oldies 1580 AM and 103.3 FM KCHA. Comet's coverage has been brought to you in part by Sturgis Tax and Accounting, Zoetis, WinMed, State Farm Insurance Agent Jeremy Rockstead, Sisson and Associates, Chief Ace Hardware, Regional Healthcare Services of Howard County, First Security Bank and Trust. Comet sponsors also include Rapid